Right, okay. I'm back on. I don't know, it might not be fixed. We'll just have to see how it goes. Let me just give me a second to set myself up here. Bear with me, guys, if you can hear me. Right, okay. Right, Franco, if you're out there, let me know. Is it back? Is it okay now or not? Yes, start again, you say. Right, okay, I'll just carry on because I don't know. I've got nobody's telling me anything here. Right, hi Leeds, how you doing? Paul Hoskin back again. 56 in the stream now. Bernard Purcell, hi. Trevin, howdy. Dutch Frank, yeah. Luxury Vegan Travel. Damon, how's the sound and the picture? Can you let me know, please? Dutch up, hey, hey, hey. Alexander the Great. Deep the Trucker says sound is good. MD says, hey, I made it. Crypto Chris, echoey sound. Oh, for God's sake. Let me, I'm going to turn that sound back down to what it was. Right, okay. Okay. Franco, are you out there somewhere? Right, okay. Right, Crypto Chris Carr says echoey sound. Cy London, okay so far. James Casey, yo. T Money sounds great. Okay, brilliant. I've kind of been thrown off the screen now, guys, when that happens, you know. I'm trying to get some feedback from Franco. I've got my phone here. Right, let's have a look. Damien, yes, sounds not the same. A bit echoey, but not much breaking up, okay. Martin Riley says, that vest reminds me of Onslow from Keeping Up Appearances. It's bloody hot in here, Martin, honestly. No choice in that, I'm afraid. I don't like dressing like that. You know me, I normally wear nice polos and stuff. But when it's this hot, you don't really have a lot of choice. Better to be comfortable, right? Wayne M says 100% better. Right, okay, so the numbers are coming back in now, over 100 in. Hopefully people will come back. I mean, that was really crap. Let me just get the bits of news up, because remember I shut it all down, so I'm kind of getting all this back again. Right. Okay. Where are we? Okay, I'll just carry on saying hello for a while longer and see how it pans out. Right, MD, let's have a rating of which females we would date. 1 to 6, left to right. Girls behind you, yeah, okay. Paul Scaff, don't worry about the sound, Pete. It was a connection problem before. All good now. Great. Matthew Cartwright says better. I don't know what's happened to Franco. I don't know if he's like got upset with me or something. Should I try and ring him one more time, just see what he says? So look. Gary B71, few. Okay, so far no buffering. Cheryl Travel, when the move date to Thailand? Hello. Hello. Yeah, but you haven't been texting me. Have you saying text me? Well, I'm on. How is it? Is it okay now? Okay, brilliant. Okay, thanks. All right. Well, I'm live. Okay, I'm live now, Frank. I'll talk to you in a bit. Yeah. Cheers. Bye. Frank wants to have a conversation. I've got 154 people. Right. I tell you what. That has completely thrown me off. Apparently, there's a little bit of echo. Everything's good to go now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of news. We'll talk about this. I've just got to forget that because I've lost my mojo. Right. Let me put a picture up first. Because somebody sent me this and I want to give him a little name check. Let's see if I can find the pictures now. Right, yeah. So let me put the picture up. You can tell I'm not all there, can you guys? Right, let me put this up. There's a little explanation with this. Right, I just want to say thank you to Merrill Maynard. Merrill is the guy, he's in the States. He's retired military, I gather. And he's the guy who sent me all the old pictures. If you watch the stories, there was lots of stories where Merrill sent me in a bunch of photographs. I made a little montage with music, and people really like them. And what he's written about this photograph, he just says, this was taken in 1984 at the Caligula Club in Soy Diamond. As you pointed out, the ladies were darker skinned. This one was one of the rare, not flat-chested. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Merrill. I hope you watch this on the rerun. And apologies for all the technical issues. People are coming back now. Right, Ed Sweeney, how you doing, mate? I had to ditch those vests because people kept calling me the wife beater. That's what they are, Ed. This is the wife beater T-shirt because it's you know, Ed, I've got no choice tonight. It's like a sweat box in there. You know, I've been going for half an hour and I've had nothing but sound problems, internet connections problems, heat problems. It's all going haywire. I tell you what, guys. Talking of, let me just tell you something really quickly. Let me find this video because it's not very nice. Right. You know, one of the things that comes up when you've been going to Thailand for a long time, one of the things that comes up, especially with guys who've just been once or twice, they'll say, what are the big differences you've noticed? I'm not talking about the regular things people are talking about, but when I was there in December, and if you haven't been and you've got a trip planned, and by the way, I have confirmed and booked my ticket. I'm on my way. I'm Thailand bound. I'll tell you about that in a bit. Right. One of the biggest things I noticed in December, the bar girls are all getting boob jobs. You know, you used to get a lot of flat-chested bar girls. This is what they look like now, and I don't think it's particularly nice. Now that's really weird because I should have had some sound with that. Let me just try another one. Oh, great. Now the sound's gone on the speakers. Right, I'm not going to play about with them too much. What the hell is going on tonight? That's weird. Really weird. So, hang on a second. I can't believe what's going on tonight. There we go. Right, I think I fixed the sound problem. Let me just put that on again. Yeah, that's what they look like nowadays. They're all having the boob jobs. I don't particularly like it myself, but there you go, each to his own. Right, hi, if you just joined us. They say when it all goes wrong at once. It certainly does, and we've had plenty of that tonight. So let me just stick these up for you, and I'll do let's do a news article. All right. So you know, in the beginning of the streams, normally I'm talking about the more serious stuff. So let's just get this out of the way, okay? So the CCSA addressed face masks. They had a meeting today, right? Emergency decree for foreign arrivals. Today, Thailand's Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha met with the COVID-19 Situation Administration, the CCSA, to discuss COVID-19 rules and restrictions in Thailand, namely the use of face masks, the extension of Thailand's emergency decree and foreign arrival figures. The CCSA started off by saying the cases of COVID-19 subvariants BA.4 and BA.5 are on the rise in Thailand. The Prime Minister has instructed relative agencies to communicate with the public that although there are no obligations for people to wear face masks, people are still very strongly advised to do so, especially when it's deemed necessary, or if they feel they're likely to get exposed. And they've just extended this state of emergency for another 2 months. I got this from the Tiger. It says the Prime Minister, in his capacity as the CCSA director, stressed that the extension is intended only to control the disease and protect people's lives, and there is no other purpose for the exercise of this executive decree. The government had no intention to use it to the limits people's freedom, he said. Okay. New COVID cases around 29,000 a day. There were now about 20,000 new COVID-19 figures every day. Blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't really want to hear about that, do you? So what I read between the lines from that, so basically what it is, they're going to continue with they're not going to drop it altogether. They're going to keep the emergency decree in place for another 2 months, but they're not bringing back the Thailand pass and all the rest of it because they know they've got to live with it now. So we'll keep an eye on it. Right, let's get rid of that. Right, let's get rid of that. Okay. I'm going to try and carry on where I left off. Right, yeah, hi Ed. Knock us to that. Yeah, but stick around here. We've got some real good stuff coming up on this same subject later on. Yeah, McLaren F1 says space hoppers. Brian Tees, Carl Hale. Luxury vegan travel sounds came through on the stream though. Okay. Oh, it came through, did it? It's my, yeah, you know why, don't you? It's because of my speakers. I've done it now. Let's not talk about mic speakers. And you can see I'm a bit, I'm not my normal relaxed stuff. In fact, I'm going to have to hit a beer in a minute to, get back it there. Right, Chet Band. Hello, everyone, and greetings from Czech Republic. Sound and vision are perfect. Great, that's what we want to hear. Paul Hoskins, I would like to play with them. Well, you know, Paul, I don't know. As I said last week, I don't know what to say to your comments. Right, let me try and calm down a bit. Let me do something that's a little bit fun. Right, this is nothing to do with Thailand. Right, I found this. Well, I found this. I watched this, and somebody else sent it to me, and it's so funny. Watch this girl's reaction at the end. Just watch her reaction.
Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay, yeah, just put your hand through, yep. Yep, a little lower, yeah. Keep going. Yep.
Ew, what is this?
Yep, just go all the way through.
Oh my god!
Yeah, just keep
What
going.
is that?
Keep going.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Now take your hand out slowly.
Okay.
Yep, nice and slow. Ooh. Nice and slow. There you go.
Wow, what the heck?
What a Karen. Yeah, well, she looked a bit shocked, didn't she? I thought it was quite humorous myself, but I got a funny kind of, you know, that's my humour. Right, okay, yeah, Boohoo says Murphy's Law. Big Knocker's very nice, Matthew says. Yeah, they looked a bit too false to me, Matthew. I mean, I like a nice pair of coconuts, but not that big. Checkbound says, Paul Scratch, sorry to hear, hope you had... Right, okay. We'll talk about this your price in a minute, but I just want to tell you guys, I've made the decision now, and hi to Andrew Hammond, because I mentioned him as well. He kind of didn't talk me into it, but persuaded me. I seen you in earlier, Andrew, so I was having all those technical issues, so sorry if I missed you. And I'll say, try and say hi to a few more people. So I've now booked my ticket. I'll tell you what happened. You know, next week I finish this little job that I do, driving these kids to school. I finish on the 21st of July. And I was looking at airline tickets in August and then September. And I normally like to travel from the UK on a Sunday and return on a Sunday. I couldn't get the prices. They were coming up ridiculous, £1,200, £1,300. And then Andrew sent me a text. He said, well, I've booked on a date on October, first week in October. And I've got it quite cheap. And I actually managed to get it cheaper than him on his airline. So what I did, I couldn't get anything in, or I couldn't get anything in August. Couldn't get anything in September. And I thought, well, you know what? It's very, very hot August, September. So I thought, well, if he's got that price, I'll go and have a look. And I had a look for October, and Eva Air were coming in the week that I'm going. Eva Air were coming in. Andrew, I think, paid $635 return direct, and I was getting what was I getting? $627. But I booked with Thai Airways at $705. The reason I've done that is because I intend to go out on just 30 days. And I'll have a return ticket for 30 days, and then once I'm in Thailand, once I've been there a week or so, I'll go into I'll get my 30 days extended for another month, as it were, and it's a lot easier to contact Thai Airways in Bangkok because they have English speaking agents. When you actually phone them, they'll say like press 2 for this, press 3 for an English speaking agent, and you'll wait 15-20 minutes. I did the last time, but you will get somebody who speaks English. If you take it slow, have all your details in your number, they will change it. And I think they charged me £75. I can't remember what it was in baht. It was about I think it was 1,000 baht, around 1,000 baht, and it was quite easy. And when I bought the ticket here in the UK, it was a budget ticket. They said, well, you can't change it. If you don't get the flight, it's cancelled. No refunds. I mean, it was a bare knuckle, you know, the cheapest of the cheap. But in Thailand, you know, when I was phoning them, I thought, oh, they might not change it. You know, I might have to scrap it and buy another ticket because of the COVID that I caught. But they were great at that end. They just said, no, that's fine. We'll give you a 3 months open ticket. And I said, any chance of a window seat? Because the budget booking site that I booked it with, they were charging $14.99 each way to pick your seat. So, of course, I didn't pick my seat. But on the phone with Thai, I was saying, any chance of a window seat? Yeah, no problem. And, yeah, it was great. So I am now confirmed 100%. I'm going out to Thailand in October. And I'm really looking forward to it, guys. Really looking forward to it. Right. And I know from the comments last week that there's a lot of guys who have actually booked to go out to October simply because of the prices. I mean, August, September, it's horrendous. And I couldn't seem to get anything cheaper either from the, you know, if you break it up, you know, go with Emirates and do Dubai for 4 hours or whatever. So it's done now. I'm booked, and yeah, we're Thailand bound. Right. Okay. Yeah, Thompson, saggy footballs, yeah. Might be a good time to do the Monga Minute. Right, big knockers, very nice. Right, let's have a serious discussion now. Let's open it up. We've got sound, we've got internet, everything's good. We've got 248 people back in the stream. Right, and you know what the news is today, and let me read this out. It's not new. Again, it was from the Tiger. So the title of this is, and it's typical of Thailand, isn't it? You know, they want to encourage tourists to come back to their country, And before I read this out, just to let you know, Cambodia are now looking at a long-term visa because they've openly said that they want to compete with Thailand for tourists. That's what they're saying in Cambodia, right? So they are now actively trying to compete with Thailand. So the title of this is Thailand encourages dual pricing at hotels for tourists. Thailand's tourist ministry plans to ask hotel operators to implement a dual tariff structure under which foreign visitors may be charged rates similar to pre-pandemic days, while locals may continue to enjoy discounted rates, a government spokesman said in a statement on Wednesday. Now, the good news is that the hotels haven't all been like, oh yes, that's very, very nice. That the article I've got from them as a group, as it were, Thai hospitality industry is against the proposed dual pricing for accommodation. Many hotels have voiced their opinions over the government's proposal to adopt dual pricing for the hospitality industry. They described the plan as impractical and asked that the government come up with promotions and campaigns to boost it instead. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what camp you're in because I get stick from people. You know what? When I've read stories like this before, I'll go into the comments and I'll say, well, for me, it's a form of racism for me, and it's not about the money. You know, you go to a Thai national park and it might be 40 baht for a Thai and 100 baht for the Farang. You know, and there's that argument. Well, we got more money than them, and it helps keep the park updated for the park. You know, it helps pay for the maintenance and all this. But I don't see it myself. My personal opinion, I don't see it that way. I get a lot of flack from people saying, you know, like in America, apparently there are some places where they do have dual pricing, and it's accepted. In the UK, we don't have dual pricing. I don't think it would ever be accepted in the UK by any race or creed or anybody. They just wouldn't accept it. Look what happened when Margaret Thatcher introduced the poll tax. So I'm of the camp of like, it should be one price for all. I really do think that. And what do you guys think? I mean, I know I'm going to get some flack tonight for that, but you know, let's have a look what we're saying. Okay. Right, just on those masks there, Canary Express Week won't wear one, only on the BTS. You talk about that. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole thing is you've got to be sensible, haven't you? When I was, even in December, when I was in Pattaya, people, the tourists, you know, and in the bars and stuff, they weren't wearing masks. You know, when it was really strict, they'd have it round their ears and it'd be down under their chin. And, you know, in certain situations, you just pulled it up and then pulled it back down again. And that was in December when it was serious. I think you've got to be sensible. If you go on the BTS, the Thais have always worn masks. They like to wear masks. Even if there was no pandemic, they'll wear masks. You know, the air quality in Bangkok is terrible. Sometimes I wear a mask. And, you know, I think you've just got to be sensible. If you're going around a mall or you're in a shop where there's a lot of Thais, you know, you're in a confined area. But then if you're in a tourist area, you're in Soi 4 or you're in Soi Cowboy, and, you know, you go with the flow, don't you? I don't think it's not the law. You don't have to. But I think the Thais would give you some kind of funny looks if you didn't wear it sometimes. Right, Javier Lopez. Here we go again. Let's hope everything goes well. I don't think we're going. Back. Sheila says Mac indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Did you hear about who's that? Right. Is that Brian? Did you hear about Thailand possibly raising hotel rates on foreigners? Yeah, I did. Right, JB. Do you think we can wear bar girls' undergarments as Masters said? Yeah, each to his own, JB. Each to his own. Right, David Halpin. Peter, I think your live stream is on the whiskey before you tonight. Yeah, I think so. Don't say that because I'm starting to get my mojo back now and I'm starting to feel it again because it affects me, honestly, guys. When I lose sound, when I lose internet and it all goes tits up, I start to get on a downer. You know, it's like, wow, what's happening? And it's starting to come back now and I'm starting to feel it again. So, you know, let's keep it there. As long as you can hear me, as long as the internet's not too bad. Got some lovely ladies in the background here. We've got the Ladyboy competition later. We've got Spot the Thai Girl later. We've got Joke of the Week. We've got a few funny videos. We've got all sorts. So let's not bring it down. Right. Okay, that's been dropped, you said. Right, I haven't read that yet. So Martin Riley says, Thailand hotel tier pricing drop. Well, that's good news. That's good news. Okay, Bob Cassidy says, I'll watch the replay. I lost $60,000 in an investment. I've got to work on getting an update. Yeah, good to have you and good luck with that. Okay. I don't know how far behind these messages are. I'm not good at. Mark, how you doing? Nice to see you. Missed you for the last couple of weeks. Good to see you in tonight. Michael DiCaprio, audio is not all right, Peter. You'll have to go with it, Mike. I'm going to have to try and sort it out in the week and do a few private streams with somebody. It's the best it's going to be tonight. It's this or nothing. Right. Clive says, always wanted to be a vet. Laugh at it. Yeah. Hi, Tulip. Would you laugh if a guy did that joke to your daughters, Peter? I think not. My daughter hasn't got balloons like that, hard Tulip. Checkbound, you'll talk to somebody else. Martin Ryder, Saudi 394 return, London to Bangkok, September. But then if it's Saudi Air, it's going to stop off in the Middle East, isn't it? The criteria I put in for searching for myself is it had to be a direct flight. I don't. Some people like the broken flights because you go 6 hours, stretch your leg in the airport, do another 6 hours. For myself, I prefer to go on a night flight on a direct. Luxury Vegan Travel says, I've already started heavy on the whiskey, so you might as well get yourself a drink, Peter. I will. I just want to make sure that it settles down. You know, people are still coming in and saying, oh, it's a bit dodgy, the sound. As long as it's okay, then I'll have a beer. Yeah, MD says, I looked flights in January. It was $1,600 US. Yeah, that should be. It's coming to the end of the high season. You should be all right then. Like I say, October I was looking at tickets at Eva Air 630 and Thai Airways. I got 705. I told you why I booked the more expensive one. Right, I haven't heard that one. Polly Buffalo says, holiday in Cambodia. Somebody did a song about that. All right. Okay, well, that's good to know. Capiel says, the sound has been an issue on a lot of streams tonight. It's either YouTube or StreamYards. Okay, so that's great. So that means my mic isn't kaput because this is a cheap mic, which is probably why it's echoing. And the mic I've replaced, which I've thrown on the floor, is actually a £50. It's not a top mic, obviously, but it's a £50 job, whereas this was about £8 off eBay, you know. But it's a backup mic and it's doing its job tonight. I didn't change them over just in case it all goes wrong again. Just coming up for 300 in the stream now. Let's have a look. Right. Right. See what Checkbound's saying. Cyprus has just introduced mask wearing again 1 month after relaxing the rules. So we probably have to get used to masks again in each of our countries over the next month. You know what? It's not nice walking down Sukhumvit with a mask on. You know, it's not natural. You know, your spit goes inside the mask, doesn't it? And it gets wet, and it is uncomfortable. But you don't. It's not really strict everywhere, if you know what I mean. Like when I walk from Soy 4 to Soy 8, and I'm just walking, then yeah, the mask is on. As soon as I get into Soy 4, it comes down. You know, and when you're in a bar, you don't have to wear it. So you know, you only take a little while to walk, don't you? Okay. Okay, Javier, thank you for that. Is that me? Stinger says, Mr. Muscles, does Thailandbound? Oh, I wish. Nothing there, look. Right. Damien says, get a whiskey down. You shy? A bit early, isn't it? No, I'll leave it for a bit. Let's have a look. What can we do? Right. Here's an interesting story. Let me do a couple of stories while I can still speak straight. Now, this is quite interesting. I don't know if you read this story about the English guy who got mugged in Pattaya. There is muggings. So let me stick that up for you there. There he is there. Right. So this goes, British man beaten up and robbed in Pattaya, Thailand. A British tourist who woke up in his underwear on the floor on a Pattaya path says he got beaten up and robbed by 4 Thai men after a night of heavy drinking. Police found the 29-year-old British nationality covered in bruises on the floor of a North Pattaya road yesterday at noon. The man was missing all of his belongings, including his clothes. He says he was stomped on by 4 Thai men who took his phone, bag, and money. He said he doesn't know who the men are or why they attacked him. He says he didn't do anything to provoke them. After he sobered up, he filed a police report against the attackers. He didn't say why exactly, but he also filed a police report against the Thai woman he went out drinking with that night. He went on to say he was very intoxicated with a Thai woman who he'd only just met 2 days previously. He said she works in a bar in Pattaya. Surprise, surprise. The police said, and this is a good bit, the police said they endeavoured to capture the assailants right away because the incident tarnished the outstanding family-friendly image of Pattaya. I personally think there's a bit of an undercurrent there because generally the Thais don't kind of stomp on you and mug you in Pattaya. Maybe the girl put something in the drink. I don't know. It just seems a bit much to me. Right, Angels Cabell, thank you for that super chat. Hello, yeah, good you're in now because you missed all the everything went wrong earlier. You know, we're being going now. I think, you know, just calm myself down a little bit because I'm still stressed. I think I'm gonna get a glass and I'm gonna get the old. I'm gonna get a competition up, and we'll do. So look, right. Let's do the spot the Thai girl. So you know this one, guys. I'm going to show you 8 pictures. I'm going to leave it up for 4 minutes so I can grab a cheeky beer. Only one of them is Thai. And the idea of the game, just give me the number of the girl that you think is Thai, okay? Let me just make sure I don't put the answers up first like I did last week like an idiot. Right, yeah, here we go. Okay, it's not easy, is it? It's easy for me because I know the answer. I'm just going to whiz through these like I always do, and let's see who and remember, it's just which one is a Thai girl. I'll run that card again with the answer, but let's see how you guys have done tonight. Right, Boohoo, no. Pacemaker, no. Martin Ryder, no. Clive, no. I wish I could call you up and give you the answer, Clive. You'd never get it. Brian Street, no. Danish Bacon, no. I did say it wasn't going to be easy tonight. Tribin, is it? No. Redfield, Denmark, no. Carefree, no. Queen Creek 20, no. John Campbell, no. Pesky McNuggets, no. Jolly Fox, well done. Kevin in Siam, no. Ben Dover, no. Jan K, no. Gemini Star, no. Rosso Nero, no. Deep the Trucker, not quite deep. Bots, no. Mike Sands, no. A lot of wrong answers tonight. Mike Kelso, no. I am Tilt, no. Carefree 42, no. David M, no. Paul Hoskin, no, you haven't got it there. Gear, is it Gear Martin Anderson? Well done, mate, you got it. Jules, yeah. Kevin Lampard, no. Did I say Jules? Yeah, I meant to say no, sorry. Yours Travels, no. Darren, no. Tron, no. Danish Bacon, only one guess for Clive, all right. James Casey, yeah, she might be, but it's not the right answer, James. Javier, no, unfortunately. E. Lewis, no. Yours Travels, no, again. Neil Thompson, no. Biblo, is it? ST Biblo, that's a funny name, that. No. Yours Travels again, no. Jamie, 296, no. MD, well done, mate. Clive, this isn't looking good, no. Gary Russell, no. Gary, B71, no. Andy Smith, well done. RUX Gaming, no. Richard Songer, no. Michael Sherman, no. Max Vite, well done. Taxi Talal, no. Clive, I guess people will go back and see who I said well done to now. Just get one in there quick. Alexander, no. Okay, we're nearly there. I'll give it a couple more and then I'll run it through. Right. James, yeah, you got it right. Luxury Vegan Travel, no. Neil Thompson, yes. Michael Thompson. That's it, guys. Right, I'm going to run the answer through to you. It was very difficult this week, and the Ladyboy competition is even more difficult. Let me get the right one as always. Here we go. Which one is the Thai girl? Well done if you got that. It wasn't easy. The ladyboy one was really difficult tonight. Actually, when I put the ladyboy competition today, when I put it together, I'll be doing that later on as always. I looked and I thought, oh, you've made it too hard, but it's done now. So, you know, you give me a slap on the knuckles later on. Okay, so before we get into the rest of the stuff, we've got a stream wouldn't be a stream without these girls.
Do you have plans for tomorrow? Do you have plans for tomorrow? Do you have plans for tomorrow?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to cut the grass. Let's have another one.
Are you serious about anyone? Are you serious about anyone? Are you serious about anyone? Are you serious about anyone?
I mean, they're so cute, aren't they? It's such fun. It's only for fun. I'm not taking the mickey. It's just for fun. Right, I haven't seen you in for a while. Old Fogarty, how you doing? Rio Rini, I'm off to Indonesia. Wow. Okay, all right. Yeah, there are some good-looking Indonesian girls. Let's have a look. Deke the Trucker says, can I have 3 shots for 50p? You can have 5 shots for free, Deke. Right, let me just find my... Because you know what? The good thing about one of those competitions, I'm actually getting back into it now. The good thing is I can sneak off and do things like this, and I'm, you know, a little bit naughty. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's good. I am a bit of a panicker, I'll be honest with you guys. You know, I put a lot, you know, I admire the guys who do the streams in Pattaya, wherever. I watch them, and they must be, you know, there's no preparation. They just hit the button that says go live, and they just talk. And I think, I wish I could do that. I can't. I have to prepare a lot of things, or else I don't feel like it's a good stream. And when I've got it all set up and everything's right, I've got another monitor there, mic's good, sound's good, everything's good. And when it starts to go wrong, I literally lose it. You know, I get all like panicky inside. You know, it takes a long time to come back, but it's coming back now. All right, let's have a look. Right, I just want to do one more interesting story, guys, because this one put a smile on my face, and I've actually got a picture for this one as well. I'm burping now. I've got beer as well. Let's have a look. Right, this is. See what you think of this story. Right, there's a picture to go with the story, and the title of this is "Thai massage must stop being associated with prostitution." The authorities in Bangkok are determined to stop Thai massage shops as being associated with prostitution. They want to declare Thai massage in its traditional form as an example of world cultural heritage. With this in the Thonglor police were out investigating massage shops in the Sukhumvit area of Bangkok. The head of public health told the assembled press that he believes at least 50 massage shops in the capital are just fronts for prostitution, not the cultural wonder he wants to promote. But after seeing ads on websites and the lineup that promised attractive girls and pretties, the city-wide raids did not go quite as planned. In Sukhumvit Soi 35, a whole line of massage shops had got the word that the cops were coming, and they shut down for the day. The raiding party faced better in Soi 24, but there were still no reports of arrests. But at least the massage shops were open for business. A brave face was put on the head of public health on the operation, as he was pictured with smiling Thonglor cops. He said that there were at least 50 shops in Bangkok that were not traditional massage places, but dens of prostitution. He had also targeted Sukhumvit, Ceylon, and some other districts to clean up on his crusade. So there you go. I mean, I've never come across it myself. I've gone in for a nice massage, and that's all I've had. I've not seen anything, you know, to make me think anything different. What do you guys think? Okay. Right. Let's go on. Right, Paul says, got friends in Indonesia. Wonder if they know that girl. She's probably, to be fair, she's probably a model, because I don't know. I worked in a couple of places in Indonesia. I was in the capital and Jakarta, and I was in a place called Yogyakarta, and it's primarily a Muslim country. A lot of mosques. The girls all cover up with headscarves and things. So you know, right. STE Bibo says the South Korean girl is a stunner. Well, they're all quite nice, aren't they? Right, Rumble, what do you say? Right, we have Thai massage shops everywhere in Australia. They're all rug, I like that, rub and tug, and all the girls are Chinese. They're popping up here now, even in the small market town where I live. There's two that I know of, and apparently I don't visit them. You probably have got a smile on your face when I said that, but I really don't. I'm still with my wife, and apparently they charge. I think yours Travels told me. I think it's 30 or 40 for a massage, and 50 £50 for how's your father? Right. You still there, Damon? Franco? Right. Damon, there you are. Peter, can we do one is a hairy competition? I don't think that'd stay on YouTube very long, Damon. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to tell you about. You know, when I put out the stories every week, my end card, it's a Girl Wine, and it's that little Thai song, is it? It's become quite familiar now. And I changed it one week, and somebody said to me, oh, you shouldn't change it. It's like when they changed the theme on Coronation Street. I'm going to have to change it with some YouTube regular music from this week. I'll tell you why. YouTube actually got me on some copyright music. Now, I put a disclaimer. It won't be on this stream because I've had to panic and put this, but all the other streams, I have a disclaimer and say, you know, it's shared usage, fair policy. You know, if you own it, write to me and I'll take it down. But that song, there's not a problem with that song, but there was a problem with another song I used. Do you remember when I used to do the Ladyboy competition when there were 8, it was like a montage of 8 pictures of some really fast time music? Well, that was a song, and I had to go in and pull it from about 6 live streams. So I'm really worried, you know, because that lady is on about 200, and if they got me for that one, then I'd have to, you know, I'd spend a lot of time just editing. So I think from the stories next week, it's going to be just, it won't be time music. It'll be a regular bit of licensed music from YouTube, because they're just getting so strict now. And Simon, my friend in Bangkok, he was telling me now, you've actually got companies that if you pay them, and you're a music company, for instance, they go and they go into bars and they'll ask, have you got a license to play this Thai music? You know, they'll check the internet, they check YouTube, and you know, you can get videos taken down, you can get fined. You know, as somebody who's got a YouTube channel, it's just not worth the risk. You know, you've got to play by their rules, or you're going to come unstuck. And what they do, if they do find a piece of music on one of your videos, like let's just say I went off and I got a bit of Thai music from 20 years, and I thought, well, no one's interested. I put it on a video. And what happens if that person puts a copyright claim and can prove that little bit of music belongs to them, what they'll do, they give me a choice. So we can either take it out, edit it out, or you can just leave it, not worry about it. But all the royalties from that video will go to that person who owns that track. That's how it works. You know, so I don't want to mess about. Right. Big Bass 255 says, do a shot every time Peter takes one. Well, I'm going to have one now. Not a shot, just a sip. Oh, and I'm starting to feel it again now, guys. 300 in now. I'm glad you all came back, actually. Right. Yeah, he was in earlier, Eddie, Steady Eddie. Dutch Frank says, well, the plan with Ed, Sweeney, we had originally planned to do a live stream together on the last Sunday of every month. Now, I did contact Ed last Sunday, but obviously he'd just gone to, is it Romania? It's Romania, isn't it? He'd just gone and he was sorting out some trips, accommodation, all the rest of it. He's busy. So he said, look, Peter, I'm kind of busy right now, but, you know, maybe next month. And so I'll try and get Ed on the last Sunday of the month. We'll do one together. Either he can host it or I'll host it, whatever he's comfortable with. But we seem to be popular doing streams together, and we'll see. Yeah, Clive, thank you for that. Yeah, it'd be great if you guys could hit the like button, even though it was a cock up later, because it helps the YouTube algorithm if you give me a thumbs up. Right, Capio, if you're still out there, thanks for telling me about that with a lot of other streams, because you know I was in panic mode, and the fact that it's happening to other people, it means it's obviously something with StreamYard or YouTube, isn't it? It's not me. I'm panicking, and I haven't, nothing's happening to me. So we'll see how it goes next week. I'll use the old one again. To be, not to be. Is Sweeney still on the chat? I don't know if Ed's still there. Did Ed give us a wave, Ed? Give us a little message. Matthew Cartwright, I only need to be messed in one area. Yeah. Bend over. Every part of the body needs to be massaged. All right. Paul, let's put that up. So which police officer is going to go around all the massage parlor shops making sure they're doing the correct thing? It does actually, I know you're only joking, but it does make you wonder, doesn't it? How would they check that? You know, they go into a massage parlor, Do they sneak in plain clothes and then go into the curtain and go, got ya, look? I was going to say something else there. They've either got to do that, haven't they, or they've got to send somebody in, and it's going to be a Thai, right? So all the girls have got to do is, you know, if it's a foreign area and they mainly get Farangi, and all they've got to say, well, if we get Thai coming for a massage, give them a massage, and that's it. I don't know. How would they go about catching them? They're either got to sneak in and just rip them curtains open and see the guy, you know, he's there ready for anything, or I don't know. Right, Rumble. We have time. Oh, I've just read that one, so let's go down to some of the new ones. Right. Chetman says, my friend would disappear for a massage every night at 6 p.m. I thought nothing of it. I have since discovered he's a monger, so I guess it was a special massage every evening. Well, I tell you what, and I'm only going from what people tell me, you understand, guys, right? A lot of guys who are married in Thailand, they prefer to go to a massage shop because it's a quick kind of, you get a quick massage, don't you? You know what I mean, right? And, you know, they can pop out in the afternoon, that sort of thing. And I'll leave it at that because I'm getting a bit embarrassed now because you know what I mean. Right, Paul Shackleton. I wonder how many undercover police will be volunteer. Yeah, we just said that. Volunteer go into the massage to see if they are, yeah, okay, a little bit more than that, some of them. So I've heard. Yeah, Canary Spreaders. Was it Ed Sweeney I seen? A fake Ed Sweeney? No, the fake Ed Sweeney who comes in sometimes. He's actually a good guy. He's emailed me. His actual YouTube username is the fake Ed Sweeney, and he's okay. He's a cool guy. He comes in. He doesn't leave crap messages. It's just, I think he's a fan of Ed's, and he calls himself the fake Ed Sweeney. There was a fake Thailand bound. I shouldn't laugh. There was a fake Thailand bound in Ed Sweeney's stream a few weeks ago. Somebody told me this, and apparently they were saying things like, it wasn't me, right, but it looked like me, and they were saying things like, you know, you tight git, and, you know, stuff like that, you know, and obviously I wouldn't say that to Ed, but it puts a smile on my face. I can see the guy's sense of humour, you know, but it puts me in the shit, doesn't it? Right, only in Thailand, YouTube music copyright is getting like the UK 20 years ago. My mate managed a future shop, and one day 2 guys walked into the shop demanding that he pays for a music license off or turn off his radio. Yeah, and it very much is getting like that in Thailand now. Because, you know, if somebody wants to be an entrepreneur, make a little business, set up an office, call themselves something musical specialist, and just approach all these companies and say, well, hey, we'll find anyone who's playing your music and we'll get money. Our percentage is 20%. Right, that's why I'm not going to take a chance, guys. You know, like, I put a lot of effort into the stories. I think I've got 5 stories tomorrow. But, you know, I don't want the videos to get pulled just because what happens, I'm innocent, I listen to the music, I think, oh, that's really nice little bit of old time music. It's not in the charts, it's old hat. I'll just stick this and people enjoy this, or over some old pictures. And I do it innocently, you know, and then YouTube say, hey, you're not allowed to do that, it belongs to someone. So I don't want to risk it, right? Right, Jules one says, the girl and the watermelons, please. Was that one? Somebody told me off for playing this. They said, you're making fun of this girl, and would you do it to your daughters? But of course, my daughter's, well, got sound now. Okay. If you know me, you know I'm not a great fan of the food carts in Thailand. You know, I'm not scared to use them as such, but anytime I've sat on the street in air, just, you know, sometimes you think, hey, I'm in Thailand, do as the Thais do. And I haven't got a problem with small Thai restaurants, but I'm not really a fan of the carts. You know, these carts you see everywhere. And some people say, oh, you're being a bit too paranoid, but would you like to eat off this cart? I mean, the people who are buying, they don't seem to mind. But just have a look at this and ask yourself, would you buy something off this cart? I mean, I'm guessing it doesn't do you any harm. They're all there buying it and they're going to take it home and eat it. And I'm sure the body's got enough in it to protect you, but it's gross, isn't it, to watch it? I certainly wouldn't want it. What do you girls say?
Yes. Yes to your lovely eyes. 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 Yes
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate that. Right, right, Nathan. Just for fun, guys. Go with it. Go with it. Nathan says, remember a few years back when there was an investigation into prostitution in Pattaya? Yes, I do. The boys in brown ended up concluding that it wasn't an issue. They didn't find anything. Paul Hoskin. I'm always getting scared to put Paul's up. They stopped my favourite massage shop in Bangkok from having a room with a bed in it. Paul, that wouldn't be the Star of Light, would it, in Patpong? So I've heard. Right, luxury vegan travel. Peter, do you think the bar girls are inflating their prices in relation to global inflation? Do they account for currency fluctuation? I don't know if that's a serious question, but what I would say, luxury vegan travel, it's supply and demand now, isn't it? And you know, a lot of the girls have gone online. They won't go back to the bars. Not all of them. A small, well, is it a small proportion? Some of them. I don't know. Let's use a figure of 15%, right? So if you've got 100,000 girls in Pattaya who left, maybe 15,000 of them won't come back, or 20,000 because they've discovered they can go on OnlyFriends or certain websites and make money, and you know they don't have to get drunk in bars every night. Then you know, if there's more demand and less supply, then obviously they can put the prices up, can't they? But let's just say it's not cheap anymore. Davey boy, just like the vendors that sell fake items, they are warned and close up or stay open and pay police. All right. I guess some things they will let slip, won't they? And it's all cash. Other things are more serious. Lots of comments on these massage night. Bendo says, if the girl is extra sweet, I skip the massage and go for a happy start. Oh, yeah, interesting. Right, Paulie Buffalo 555. Music in shops, bars, on these PRS and PPL licensing, I paid out thousands for it when I had a music venue, yeah. I wonder how the nightclubs and the serious bars get on in Thailand. You know, I mean, I know everything's not that strict as it is, say, in the UK or America. But, you know, if you've got a legit nightclub that has a live band in it and you can fit 600, 800 people in it, I'm not talking about go-go bars, I'm talking about proper legit bars. Do they buy licenses to play when they play CDs, or what do they play now? It's like they work off a laptop now. They don't have records or anything, do they? Show my age now. Yeah, I wasn't going to put it in quite so. I've lost your comment. Yeah, I've lost it. I was going to. Somebody put rough as old boots. We're talking about the watermelons there. I wasn't going to quite put it as quite as frankly as that, but yeah, I agree. Damon said, Peter, I was told that you still need to wear a mask when having a naked oil massage. No. Where did you hear that from? You're having a laugh, surely, Damon. The Japanese lady in yellow making me reach for divorce lawyer's number. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, Parker. You're saying that's fake. I presume you're talking about the lady with the big coconuts that I was showing. I'm presuming. I hope that's what you're talking about, because that's what I'm talking about now. But as I said, now what you'll notice, if you haven't been to Thailand for a long time, there are a lot of the bar girls. They are having enhancements. You know, they obviously caught onto it, and a lot. I don't mean one or two. You go into a bar and it's quite difficult to find a flat-chested girl nowadays. I'm getting a little bit confused now because I've got a clock on this stream and it says I've been going 48 minutes. It feels a lot longer, and of course I started at 10. It's actually an hour and 15 minutes, isn't it, when it all went wrong. Yeah, we're going to finish with that one. You know, the Japanese girls, that's the one that started it all off. And the last one, I'm nearly done now. I think I've got one more week of these funny sayings from the Japanese girls, and I'll finish with that one because that is the funniest of all. Yours travels. I don't have the strongest stomach, so we'll be making wise choices where to eat. I think pretty much wherever you eat, because it's such a culture shock to your body. I always get it. You need to get some Imodium as soon as you get there, because if you don't get it on the first day, you'll definitely have the runs on the second day, and it's bad. And people have said to me, look, don't take Imodium because the body's doing what comes naturally. You're better to let it all go out. But honestly, guys, if you're walking down Sukhumvit and it happens to you, you know, you don't want your body to do what it should do. You know, you want to have them Imodium. It always happens to me on the second day, then I'm cleared up by the third day. Life is a journey. Hi, Peter. I guess the street vendor video you shared must be a fake one. Someone should filter it down that usually Thailand vendors encourage hygiene. Yeah. Well, look, we're not saying no. It isn't a fake one, absolutely. Because where I got it, I know it's not a fake one. What it is, they're wasps, aren't they? And they're selling. I'll put it on again for you, just so you know it's not fake. I can understand why you said that, but have a look at the products on the trays, right? They're all sugary items, so wasps are attracted to it. It's a hot country, or flies, wasps, whatever you want to call it. But if you look, there are Thais buying it, and you look at the faces of the sellers, it's definitely not fake. It is a real thing. Have a look again. There we go. Oh, hang on, let me just get rid of this, because you can't see it properly otherwise. Let me just get rid of this chat. Where have they gone then? Right, let me just put one on to get rid of it. Right, okay, good to go. So have a look at everything I told you. Have a look at the sellers' faces, the people buy, and it is definitely real. Have a look. Yeah, I think, what do you think, guys? It wasn't fake, was it? What's the time again? £2.99 for 4 from Aldi. Can't be bad. You're not allowed to do this in Thailand. You know, they've got this rule that you're not actually allowed to display or show any kind of alcohol on any kind of media in Thailand. So when I'm actually in Thailand, I won't be drinking on the live stream. I will, but it'll be like a sneaky one, you know. Deke the Traveller says, do not show again. Are you having your dinner? Are you, Deke? Are you having a sandwich? Martin Ryder says, Deli Belly, I sprayed the hotel marble reception. Oh no, you're joking. I sprayed the hotel marble reception from both orifices. I walked to the lift, leaving a slug trail. Highly embarrassing. Use antibiotic tablets. Oh my God. Do you know what? If that's a true story, Martin, I would have checked out that hotel the following morning. I would have wished the ground had opened up. And how did it get that bad? Blimey. Okay, Charlie Stewart, right? How you doing? Yo, concede fake. No flies landing on food, only flying around. They land on the food. I'm going to have a look at it myself now. Hang on, this is bugging me. How everyone's saying this. Hang on. They're covered in flies. They're absolutely covered in flies. Right. David says, hi Peter, do you need to fill out a visa form when you arrive in Bangkok, or do you automatically have 30 days? Depends which country you come from. I presume you come from the UK. No, you just present your passport to the desk and you get a stamp. That's it. Clive Allen, hi, how you doing? Mike Colsall, when I go to Thailand, I'll be eating from street carts, but we'll be looking for flies. But we'll be looking. Yeah, I mean, Clive, a lot of people eat off food carts. I'm not saying don't eat off food carts. I'm saying personal choice. Me, you know, when I go to eating, when I'm hungry in Thailand, I like to go to a nice restaurant. I'm not talking 5-star a la carte, but I'm talking Monsoon in Soye, £7.50 for a real nice meal. I'm talking Soy 7/1. They've got a Thai restaurant at the end, 300 baht per meal, 200 baht per meal. Foodland on Soy 5, open 24 hours. I like to sit down and have a nice meal. Sometimes I'll have a steak, or you know, I eat Western food when I'm there as well. Nothing against the food cost, just personally, it's not for me, really. Right, yours, Charles. Mr. Sweetie always shows his beers and names on his title. Well, I've named mine, but people have told me how to pronounce this. It's an oldie beer, fantastic. £2.99 for 4. I think it's called. Chris told me he was in tonight, and I can't pronounce it. I'm really terrible with it, but it's real good. Shane, that's disgusting. Jesus Christ. But you're probably right, though, because people have survived on them, haven't they? Right. David Pipe, recently returned from 6 weeks in Thailand, Bangkok and Pattaya, and had the time of my life. Can't wait to go back. Planning another trip in October. Yeah, I was there, David, in December. Even though it was real strict when I was there, I had a good time. And I'm now confirmed. I'm on a flight first week in December. Can't wait to get out there. Make sure it's not Franco. Okay, Franco says everything's good. Right, I haven't, Bob, if you're out there, I have Bob J. I haven't seen any of your comments tonight, but I will say hello to you because you said you were going to be in tonight. I must be just missing for some reason. Right, Bernard Purcell, you can get a 45-day pass in the airport. It's new. Have they introduced that yet? They were talking about it. I don't know that they've introduced it. Have they? That would be a nice surprise. That would be a nice surprise, because if they do 45 days now, do they extend it for 45 days? That's an interesting question, because that means instead of me going for 2 months, I might be able to stay for 3 months. Deke the Truck says, I'm off, can't watch them wasp flies again, mate. Well, I won't be showing them again, Deke, don't worry about it. I was just trying to make a point, because people were saying they're fake. Yeah, people can make up their own minds, but it won't be shown again. Right, Big Bass 255, I'll have to take your word for that, mate. Yeah, lots of people have tried to teach me how to say this. Saint Etienne, as in the pop group. Etienne, yeah. But I'll forget by next week, but it's a real nice beer. Let's put a little bit of top on that. All right, what we're doing next? Let's have a look. Right, right, Mark Hanley, Sarah Cracknell. I'm not sure what that means. Gemini says Big C has great food. Yeah, I mean, you know, all the malls have got food courts as well, and it's not all Thai food. Like, for instance, when I go to the one at the MBK Centre, they've got 2 in there, but the one right at the top floor, they actually have an Indian curry place. I always have like a little madras, yellow rice, and naan bread. Very nice, actually. Okay, Broadcast Dave, how you doing? Right, MD says, oh, what's that? When in Thailand, try the hair. Yeah, okay. I thought it was a serious comment about food there. Right, Javier, Peter, in your opinion, what do you think is the biggest challenge if you own a business in Thailand? I mean, like small coffee shop or a tiny bar in Bangkok. I haven't owned the business, but I think I can give an educated guess on this. I think your biggest problem are going to be outside interests. And what I mean by that, without naming people who want to kind of muscle in on your business. If you've got a success, I don't mean take it away from you, but if you've got a successful business and you're not connected, then, you know, people want money from you. They can see you making money. And it's not like in your own country where if you open a business that's successful, you reap the rewards of your hard work. Not all the time, but if you're a one-man band, it can be very, very difficult. And if you're working with people of other nationalities, I don't want to say too much, but you know what I mean. Then yeah, it can be hard to trust people sometimes. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. It's still warm, Paul. It's still warm in the shed. It's because it's so insulated. It will stay like this now till the morning. But it's not too bad. I've got a fan. It's like almost in touching distance. Okay, World Traveller says, do you think about doing gatherings with subscribers while in Thailand? Not organised, not anything organised. World Traveller Forever. I witnessed Trevor does it in Bangkok. He's got this group, Discord, I think they call it, Discord group. It's and he'll send out a message to everyone. And when I was in Pattaya, I went out with him every night, and he'll say, we're going in this we're meeting up at this sports bar. Everyone will be there. And you get there, and there's like 30 to 40 people there, and they're all there. Sorry about the no, bit itchy tonight. They're all there, and what will happen? You'll go there, and everybody knows each other, and it is quite nice. But it's you are kind of restricted because everybody moves together. You go into if you go into a small go-go bar, it's kind of hard. But I think for me, I don't think I'm going to organise anything because it's not really me. I do like meeting people, and when I was there in December, I did meet a lot of people who approached me and said, "Oh yeah, hi, you're Peter," and I had a drink with them, whatever, had a chat. And I'm expecting to meet a lot more people in October because when I was there in December, there was, there wasn't hardly any visitors. That sounds like not right. There was a lot of visitors, but nowhere near what there's going to be now and into October. So I expect I'll meet a lot more. But as far as organising kind of gatherings and hey, we're all going to be here tonight, I don't think so. It's not really me. But I know what will happen. I'll be in Stumble on Story 4. I'll be somewhere. There'll be a group of people, and I'll have a drink with them if they invite me. Okay, Taxi to Lao, you'll talk to someone else. There is no time for currently to fill in. They used to give you the form on the flight. You get a 30 or 45 days. Yeah, so the form you used to fill in on the flight, which was very important to keep the other half when you came out. At the moment they've cancelled that because they say it holds up. Everyone's teaching me how to say this beer name now. It's a singer from St. I still can't say it. Oh. Do you know, I actually feel a lot better now knowing what that guy told me earlier about, like, a lot of streamers have had problems with the sound and everything tonight. Not because I'm glad they've had problems as well, but, you know, I look and I think, what have I done wrong? Everything's good tonight. Right, Gemini Star, Martin Ryder, where are you getting slashed? Okay. Yours travels again. Right, we'll be in Bangkok beginning of November, so if you're still there, buddy, you can show me a few decent bars. Yeah, you're actually, from when we spoke on the phone, you're actually quite a bit younger than me, but I've still got a bit of get up and go left in me. But no, I can certainly show you the main kind of areas. If you're a kind of, you know, a bit of a monger, you want to go around the naughty places and such. Yeah, of course, I know them all, and we'll go around and I'll show you a few places at Soy Cowboy and Nana. Just because you go to Soy Cowboy, it doesn't mean every bar in Soy Cowboy is fantastic. Some of the bars down there will rip you off. They really will. And the way to tell if they're rip-off bars is a good tip for you here. If you're out on a Saturday night and every bar is packed, and you get one or two bars got hardly anybody in them, and you think, oh, that's weird, we'll go in there, the girls look nice, if it don't. Because it means the reason they're half empty is because the locals, the guys who live there and go out at the weekend, they don't go to that bar because they've been scammed once and they won't go back again. Danish bacon. Yeah, you won't forget that, will you? I'll give you 100 baht towards your lunch if we ever meet. That was the guy in Pattaya. I keep telling that story. I won't again. Even really quickly, the guy in Pattaya invited me for lunch. Kept on, come on, I'll buy you lunch. I'll buy you lunch. I'll buy you lunch. We had lunch. He said, here's 100 baht towards your lunch. I looked at him. I said, you need it more than me, mate. Keep it. Put it back in your wallet. Never spoke to him again. Right, Poor Buffalo 555. Brian Flowers used to do bar crawls and packed it as it was a ball ache. So be interested to see if Trevor continues them long term. Well, don't forget, it would be in Brian's interest, wouldn't it, to do a bar crawl, because Brian, nice guy. I've done streams with Brian. I've met him when I was in Pattaya. Very intelligent man, very tall man. And but if you think about it, he owns that group of bars. Well, I mean, he represents that group of bars, the Night Watch group. And, you know, to take big groups around all those bars, it's kind of in his interest, isn't it? Without saying anything derogatory towards anybody else. But I don't own any bars. Right, 20 Rothmans. Yours Trevor's 29 years now, and I've never had the squits there. Everyone's different. Well, don't forget, you know, I mean, I'm 62, yeah, but I've been going to Thailand since I was 31, and I've always got the runs, the first day at least, because your body goes through massive changes. I'm always okay. Ken, never had a problem with street food. Most people don't. You have to be unlucky. Right, Paul Shacker said, Bonfire Night Meetup, November 5th in Bangkok. All right. Right, Mark Hanley, Peter, are you taking the Viagra with you or are you getting it there? I'm a married man, Mark. How dare you insinuate? Jules, any advice on managing jet lag going to Thailand on Tuesday? It depends what flight you got on. Everybody handles it differently. The way I do it, now people might criticize me. I always try and make sure I get a night flight, which means I leave Heathrow at 9:30. This is what I do. It makes me sound like a real alcoholic, and I'm really not. Cheers. This is my routine, okay? I get to the airport real early, plenty of time. I'll check in. I go straight to the bar. I'll have at least 4 pints of lager, maybe 5, but that's pushing it. I get on the plane, and I've got miniatures because you're not allowed. You know, if you buy alcohol in the airport, you can't open it because they put it in this plastic wrap thing. Unless you've got a knife, you can't get into the bottle, right? You can't peel it open. It's impossible. So if you buy a bottle, you can't take drink in. Well, you can. I'll tell you how in a minute. You can't take drink through immigration like a bottle of vodka. You can't do it. So what they'll say is you have to buy it inside. So I thought the first time, I thought, well, I'll buy it inside and crack it open on the plane. But you can't because they put it in this machine that wraps it with some kind of like a, you know, like they put oranges, sometimes like a net in, but it's like a hard plastic. You can't open it. It's sealed. And you've got to take a knife to it. Well, I mean, who carries a knife in an airport, right? It makes sense. And the way to do it is you can take miniatures, you know, the little miniature bottles of vodka or whiskey. So I'll buy maybe, I don't drink them all, I'm just saying, like, I'll buy maybe 6 to 8 of them. And then as I'm going in, you have to put all the liquids in a plastic bag. And they'll look, and because it's under 100 millilitres, they let it go through. So I've got them in my bag for emergencies. So what I do, I'll go to the bar, have 3 or 4 pints maybe, and then I'll get on the plane. You know, once it's up in the air, they'll come round, offer you a drink. I'll say, yeah, I'll have a beer. And then they start getting the evening service ready, the dinner, and they'll offer you a glass of wine, which of course I take. And then I'll take a beer with it, and I might even take another glass of wine. And then I'm ready then for sleeping. I've had a nice meal. You know, I've been up early. All the travel, I've had a few pints in the bar, I've had a few drinks with dinner, and if I'm still not there, maybe one of the vodkas will come out and I'll down that. And honestly, I'm out. And people say, you know, you shouldn't drink on planes because it dehydrates you and it's staying. Never had a problem. I'll fall asleep probably about midnight because the plane takes off 9:30. I don't know anything until the stewardess comes around and she's shaking me and saying, you know, it's breakfast time. And then that's my way of handling it. But as far as jet lag goes, there's nothing you can do because when you get to Thailand, you're not going to be sensible and say, well, you know, I think I'll stay in tonight and let my body recuperate because you've just landed, you go out, whatever it is, and you're tired, but you're all right the next day. Right. Andy Smith says, Paulie Buffalo 555, difference is Trevor does not do them all. He is as a few others helping him, so no need for him to give up. Yeah, I think the whole thing with Trevor, though, he's doing this as a kind of group thing, isn't he? So people help him. I know he's got staff now. Trevor's a cool guy. I went out with Trevor every night. He looked after me. Mark Hanley, she's Korean. Right, yours travels again. My flight to Singapore is 9:30 p.m. So hitting the lounge 4 hours before for a few pints of food. Only £30. That's cheap. Always use a lounge as it's £7 a pint now. Oh, okay. So there's a good tip. So what you're saying is you pay £30 and you can use the lounge at the airport, which you can use for free if you're business class. And that £30 allows you to buy £7 a pint. That seems excessive though. I don't pay that and I'm not in the lounge. I always use a lounge as it's £7. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Use the lounge because it's £7 a pint. Otherwise, yeah, it is quite expensive. Right, Franco, JMD Music Studio. She is South Korean. Okay, JB. I normally check in, unpack, shower, have a tug. You and Paul Hoskins should get together and have a drink when you get to Thailand. You have a lot to talk about. Right, David says, taxi till I'm hoping to visit Thailand in December for 5 weeks. Yeah, okay. Right, let's see if we can get some people who haven't been on. Right, let's do some of this stuff now. Let's have a quick slurp on this. I'm not in a hurry. I'm looking at this to get the real time I've been going. Right, let me just see what haven't we done. I'm kind of reluctant to do the Ladyboy competition just yet because, you know, I get people disappear. Let's carry on with the comments for a while. No, I'll tell you what. Let's do the Ladyboy competition. Sorry, I mean, I still haven't got it all back yet. You know, hopefully by. Don't forget Sunday I'll be here, so I'll have a good check of everything, and I'll make sure Sunday everything's good. It'll be a very casual one on Sunday though. That'll be 7 o'clock, but I will put a card out and advertise it. Hopefully you guys can come back in. But I think right now, I think I'm going to do the Ladyboy competition. Right, same as always. Let me just make sure that I don't cock it up again. Right, got it. Okay, right. So you know the game. It's difficult this week, guys. I'll be honest with you. Okay, 8 pictures. They're all ladyboys. One of them is a female. The object of the game is to tell me which one is a lady. I'll leave it on for a full minute, and then I'll run the answer afterwards. Okay, so here we go. Which one of these 8 people is actually a lady? I'm being really careful here. Hang on. Well, I did say it was difficult tonight. Let's see how you guys done, and I will run the answer in about 2 minutes. Okay. Right. Boohoo, no. Shane O'Traveller, no. Matthew Cartwright, no. Jason Finch, no. Lewis C, no. Not in service, no. Only in Thailand, no. Clive Allen, no. Lewis 89, no. David Pipe, no. Mike M, no. I don't think we've got any right answers. Nomad Traveller, no. Pesky McNuggets, no. Danish Bacon, no. World Traveller Forever, no. Alexander the Great, no. Andy Smith, well done. We got a winner. Jolly Fox, no. Vlad the Inhaler, no. Chris Fork, is it? No. Rumble, no. Paradise Life, no. Clive, no. I'm going to ring you up one day, Clive, give you the right answer because you never get them. Charlie Stewart, right, well done. Poorly Buffalo, no. Jason Finch, no. Clive again, no. Taxi Talal, no. Smiley McGee, no. Gemini Star, no. Chris J, no. 20 Rockmans, no. Mike Sanders, no. A lot of people say number 5. I'll give you a clue, guys. It's not number 5, okay? The Gummy 55 says 5. Barang, no. James Casey, no. One Fox, I can't read that out. No, anyway. Canary spreads his wings, no. Mike Kelso, no. Rossi Nero, no. Tom, no. Nick D, no. Joma Manny Nico, is it? No. DW, no. Charlie Stewart, right? No. Paul Smith, Don. Meant to say 5 or 6. Only allowed one answer, but you can have 2 goals. JB, 2 is a lady, but I'd give a 7 and 8. Okay. Roger. To be, not to be, no. Max Fight, no. MD, it's going to surprise you guys. It's going to surprise you. Jason Finch, no. Tron Roger, no. Bendover, no. I think we're almost there, guys. Any more? For any more? Luxury Vegan Travel, well done. I'm not sure if you guys have gone back and looked at the right answers, though. James Casey, yes, well done. Jason Finch, no. Clive Allen. Okay, let me run it. You've all had a go at it, and this will actually surprise you. If I can find it. Right. Okay, here we go. And I can guarantee you guys, before you look at this and think, really? It is correct. It is a lady. Okay, I'll try and make it a little bit easier next week because it was very, very difficult, I know. Okay, let's do, still got the Monga minute to go as well. All right, let's do the joke of the week. It's not bad this week, guys. All right, let me just line up the girls. Okay, right. A wife said to her husband, I dreamed they were auctioning off dicks last night. The big ones went for $10 and the thick ones went for $20. The husband says, how about the ones like mine? She says they gave those away. The husband then says, I had a dream as well. I dreamed they were auctioning off women's private parts. The pretty ones went for $1,000. The little tight ones went for $2,000. The wife asks, and how much for the one like mine? The husband says, that's where the auction was held. Okay, have a look whether we missed anything out here now. Right, okay, let's get back to the comments, see what you guys are saying. Chet Bad says, I'm doomed. You're all right. Dee, you're still here. You're still here. You want to see them flies again? Hang on, I'll get them out. I'm only joking. Right. Right, JMD Music Studios. I'm officially never picking up a freelancer now. I've been duped so hard, only a go-go bars or soy stick. Well, you won't be safe just because you go in a go-go bar. They have them in there as well. But no, you'll be fine. I mean, when you look at pictures, it's like anything, isn't it? When you see in real life, there's a lot of other clues like the sound and the height and lots of other things. Don't worry. You'll be all right. And if you're not sure, ask somebody who's with you. Right, Dutch Frank says, Thailandbound, when is your next live stream? I'm going to do one on Sunday, Dutch Frank. I'm not feeling it tonight, to be honest with you. It's not going to be a long one because everything went wrong at the beginning. I understand it wasn't my fault now. Apparently, the software that I'm using is called Streamline. Apparently, they've had some problems tonight. And if it isn't them, it's YouTube, because apparently a lot of other streamers have had sound problems. So it's not just me. If I knew that, I would have just gone with it. But because of what happened at the beginning, I've kind of lost my mojo a little bit. So I'm going to do another one on Sunday, because I'm still not sure whether to move the streams from Friday to Sunday. But that'll be at 7 p.m. on Sunday. There'll be no competitions or anything, just be a kind of one-on-one with you guys. It's been a lot of fun the last 2 weeks, but hopefully a bit more relaxed. We won't have any technical problems again. Carlito, when your restaurant check comes, is the tip included in total price? I've seen some check receipts and they have a service fee. Do you know what? It's such a bone of contention, this thing with tips, right? Personally, if you go for a meal and you get charged whatever the bill is and it says 7% service charge, whatever, you don't know if that girl who served you, who's done a really good job, you don't know if she's going to get it. You're not in America or wherever. You can't just say, oh, well, it's on the bill, I'm not giving them anything. Those people rely on tips, and I mean, they really rely on tips. They're so badly paid compared to in the West, So I personally, this is what I do, okay? If I'm in a little Thai restaurant, or well, it wouldn't happen in a little Thai restaurant. If I'm in a medium-sized restaurant and I got the bill and it said service charge, I would have 100 baht, which is £2.50 at the end of the day, and I would put it in the hand of the server who took care of me. Because I've said this many, many times on the stream. If you put the money in the girl's hand, it's an unwritten rule. She's entitled to put that in her pocket. If it goes on the tip tray, it's shared amongst everybody, okay? But in answer to your question, it's a tipping culture. Some people say it isn't. I'm a big believer that it is. You're not talking, big money, and you're on holiday most of the time, aren't you? So if you want to leave 50 baht, 100 baht, it's not a big deal, really, is it? I mean, a beer's going to cost you more than that. It's like half a beer, And if this girl's been running around bringing you out your foods, nice smile on her face, it's not always efficient, but they try their best. Personally, I would tip. I'd ignore what it says on the bill, because it wouldn't surprise me if they, a lot of places, what they'll say is, yeah, you get a share of the tips after we've taken the breakages out. So, if they lose so many plates or people drop things, then they'll recuperate that and then share out the tips. So give the girl 100 baht, don't be tight. Right, okay. Oh, thank you, Chetban. Haha, one of the best jokes so far. I did wonder because when I read them out, some of them are a bit painful for me, and I'm like cringing. I'm like, did that go down? But yeah, I thought that was pretty good as well. Right, MD, just grab, what's that? Just grab them by the, okay, yeah. Well, no, do you know what? You're joking, but I'll tell you something now, guys. If you haven't been to Thailand, you're not sure, ask them. They'll tell you. Just, some do get offended, so you got to be careful. Play it by ear, really. Well, I'm on number 2 actually, Matthew, because I had a sneak. See, when the competitions are on, I can have a sneaky one. Oh, dear. But I tell you what, the reason I leave the Ladyboy competition on till near the end is because I lose a lot of people when I put it on. Because a lot of people like it, obviously, because I can see people taking part in it. But I had 350 people in. I've got 283 in, because when the Ladyboy competition on, a lot of people scoff, but they just, I don't know, they don't want to stay. So, but it doesn't matter tonight, does it? Jay East, yeah. Believe me, I would prefer to wear a nice polo, but I'm in an oven tonight, and there's no windows in here. It's baking. There's a fan right there, so it's either this or no stream. Right. Is it Trivin? Trivin, is it? Did I pronounce that probably? Peter, you had a rough start tonight, but you're regrouped and carried on. Good stream. Yeah, well, I do try, but you've got to get that feeling, haven't you? Javier, how long are you planning to stay in Thailand for, Peter? A couple of months? Yeah, this trip a couple of months, Javier. I've actually got somebody looking at my house tomorrow. I had an offer on it, and the guy kind of pulled out. But I've got somebody else coming to look at my house tomorrow. Now, this is a good one because I've had about 12 viewings, and the estate agents have told me there's nothing wrong with your house. It's lovely, but people are a bit nervous at the moment with the cost of living and everything. And I'm like, well, why do they come around and look? They're wasting my time, sort of thing, But you've got to go through the mill, haven't you? Well, the couple who are coming around tomorrow, they've sold their property and they're living in temporary accommodation. So they want to find a new home. So, touch wood. But this time, when I go in October, I'm going to go in for 30 days. extend for a further 30 days. I plan to do a couple of road trips on a bike and some other stuff. I don't want to just hang around the bars for 2 months, get a bit bored with that sometimes. But bend over, go for a freelancer outside Therme Cafe, you can't miss. Well, let me tell you about something about Therme Cafe. If you can't tell the difference between ladyboys and regular girls, you'd be better off going inside Therme Cafe, because they don't let ladyboys inside there. They don't let them in. Yes, it's cheaper on the street for company, but you're opening yourself up to all sorts of things. Yeah, there you go. Look, Roger, typical example. I'm back again. I always drop out when the ladyboy pics come up. Absolutely, Roger. Like while you were away, I was explaining that the reason I do the ladyboy competition later, I haven't tonight, but the reason I do it normally is because a lot of people do drop out, and I had to make a decision: shall I do it or stop it? But there's a lot of people who like it, so I suppose if you don't like it, you can always, like you say, it's 5 minutes, isn't it? 20 Rockman says Thai tip at least Thai tips. At least the one I know, smaller amounts, so less than 100 baht. Okay. Paul F. Any lively area near Yarra Road, Chinatown, there March in Bangkok, 4 nights, so got an eye. Well, Carlson Road, I don't know how old you are. I mean, I can't handle Carlson Road now. It's young people in Carlson Road. The music's loud. It is a great party atmosphere, but I'm 62. I can do Nana, I can do Cabo, I can't do Carlson Road anymore. But if you're in Chinatown, then I would say probably, jump in the back of a bike and go to Carlson Road. Boohoo says, I don't understand PPL leaving during Ladyboy segment. I don't understand people leaving during the Ladyboy segment. Fragile, masculine. No, I don't think it's that, Boohoo. I just think it's not something they enjoy. And if they're sitting watching the stream and think, I want to grab a beer, I want to go for a pee, they're not into the Ladyboy competition, so they just do it. And like the other guy said, he's come back now. But look, it went down. I've got the numbers here. It went down from about 340 down to about 280, and it's back up over 300 and climbing now. So no harm done. MD says, beautiful ladies inside Therme. But what you'll find, MD, inside Therme now is they are really much interested in the Koreans and the Japanese more than anybody else, because they don't ask the same questions we do, if that makes sense. They just, they pay what they've got to pay without asking, and handsomely, and the girls know that. Right, Dutch Frank says, I prefer 5 a.m. Beach Road leftovers for 100 baht. Oh no, my God. I mean, oh. Okay. Sticking to the chair here. Right, yours travels again. Lots of input from you. My Bangkok hotel is Sukhumvit 11. That's a good location, Sukhumvit 11. But on Bangkok, 4 nights at the start. You don't have to tell me where you stay, but let me guess. You're on Soy 11. You're either in the Ambassador, which has the round tower, or you're in the Swiss. What's it called? As you go in on the right there, Swiss something or other. I bet you're in one of those 2 hotels. Some good bars down there, regular bars. Okay, the Wu-Tang Life. Don't be like Stu from The Hangover. Find out the next day after being drunk and you can't remember. Yeah. Right. Jason says, Peter, why not have ladies on your show? I'd love to have ladies on the stream, but from where? I mean, I have communicated with a few women. There's a girl in America, but she's married, obviously. What it is with the ladies, I know one, and believe it or not, guys, there's one who comes in here regular, watches the streams, and she's actually a lawyer. Can you believe that? But she likes this. She goes to Thailand. She's got a girlfriend there. She likes the streams, and but they just won't come on here because for a guy it's not too bad. Someone like Shane O'Travel will come on and it's a good laugh, and Shane doesn't mind, one of the lads, as it were. Other people will come in. I think yours, I was trying to get you in for this Sunday. I don't know if you're up for that. But with girls, they're very, very careful. They don't want their colleagues to see and or family members. And I have tried. I have had one lady. I did a video with her, but her husband. She went to Pattaya with her husband. He got a job, and his office was in Pattaya, and he ran off with a 20-year-old bar girl and took her to the States. Poor girl. Not the bar girl, his missus. But it's very hard to get women on here. If any woman who comes in here, I'd like to be on your stream, I'll say, yeah, come on, welcome. Right, on in Thailand, Peter. So you're going to Thailand for 30 days and get an extension for a further 30 days. Why not apply at the Thai embassy in London for 60 days before you go to Thailand? I could do that, but I'm not sure. My plans change. You know, I'm selling my house. You know what's happening with my wife and family. At the moment, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll do 2 months. I just want the flexibility. I want to be able to. I might only stay a month. I just don't see the reason to apply to the Thai embassy at the moment. I'm quite happy to just go in on a 30-day tourist visa and then get it extended. I'm happy enough with that. There's a couple of other reasons, but I don't want to explain here, okay? Because you're probably thinking, why? But I've got some other reasons. I just don't want to. It's personal. I don't want to bring it up here. Right, Dutch Frag. I will organise a Soy 6/1 crawl. It starts right after you finish that Soy 6/1 massage at crawling. Okay, sounds good. Right, J.E. says, do you get offended if a massage lady in Pattaya gives you a tickle when giving you a foot massage? Do you get offended? No, not me. I mean, I can't have anybody touch my feet because I go quite. Have I missed a cryptic message here? Do you get offended if a massage lady in Pattaya gives you a tickle when giving you a foot massage? I personally, I don't know if it's a joke or not, but I don't have foot massages. I'm so sensitive. Right, yours travel again. Right, no, I'm in one of the 4-star upmarket travel lodges with swanky rooftop bar and pool. £30 a night, yes, in Sheffield Sunday, and we'll go back at hotel for 6 p.m. So could talk. Yeah, that's cutting it a bit slim then, yours. Let's leave it for another week because the stream goes out at 7 and I have to do practice. You see what went wrong tonight with the stream, the sound and everything. You getting back at 6, it's too tight. So let's leave it Sunday. I had Shane on Traveller in last Sunday. I'll do this one this week myself. And then when you've got a Sunday where you've got nothing on, contact me. You know my email address, don't you? And if you don't, it's there. Look, it's up on screen. I think you have emailed me before. I'm not sure, but it's there. Look. And don't forget tomorrow morning the stories again, guys. Whiskey number 3 now. 2 Pattaya streamers, not in a horrible way, but somebody sent it to me. 2 Pattaya streamers actually said in their streams, they're talking about me, nothing bad, but they said, yeah, Peter likes to drink a whiskey on his live stream. And I've never heard anybody say that before. And 2 of them, Damon actually, Damon's in tonight. Where are you? I haven't seen you for a while, Damon. Right, yeah, that'll be full, Damon. Yeah, Stable Lodge, Soy 8, all day long for me, great location. Well, that, you know, I'll let you into a secret, Damon. That's where I'm staying again, you know that. But I've only booked him for a few days because I don't know what I'm doing when I get there. But yeah, top tip, good hotel. Shano Traveller, jump on the stream, lads. Peter does all the hard work. Yeah. No nutters, okay. John Smith, are the increased Saudi, Chinese and Korean tourists making the Thais sanitize Thailand by reducing bars, bar goers and Western tourists? No, I think, you know, how I would look at that, it just pushes up prices, doesn't it? Because when you're talking about people from, not so much China, but Saudis and Koreans and the Japanese, you know, money for them, it's, you know, they just, you know, they don't ask how much is short time, you know. Right, Paul Shackleton. Peter, I've ordered your book. It's a stocking filler for my friends for this Christmas after my trip to Thailand in November. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Volume 2 is in the making right now. I've got Andrew Hammond in the back on his old cluttery typewriter. No, Andrew's editing it for me right now. So Volume 2 will be out soon. Another 30 stories. And thanks to any guys who bought the book, but a bigger thanks to anybody who went back to Amazon and left a nice positive feedback, because I had quite a lot of feedback on the book and I was I'm very pleased about that. I'm just trying to say hello to some people I haven't said hello to tonight. Ian Poland, special needs father, thank you for driving Kidos around, means more than you know. Oh, kids. Yeah, special needs father, thank you for driving kids. Yeah, if you don't know, yeah, it's okay, Ian, thank you. I'm stopping. I'm 62 now. I'm going to retire, kind of semi-retire now. If you don't know what it is, I do a job for the council. I'm licensed to drill. Now, what it is, we've got special needs children in the town, and the ones I pick, the council pick them up from all over the country, you know. But the ones I pick up, they're based in the town, just around the town. And they give me a minibus, an 8-seater minibus here. I pick up a woman who's the escort, and then we go around to these 5 individual houses. We pick up the kids who are great. We drop them off at a special needs school because they're I don't know what you call them. They're special needs. It's, you know, they're not They go to a special school, let me just say like that. And then I go back at 3 o'clock and pick them up and I drop them all off at home. And the parents, it's great because the parents at Christmas always give me a box of biscuits or a bottle of wine or something like that. And it's fun, you know, get on with everyone. So yeah, but I've just decided to stop. They break up on the 21st of July. I've decided to stop now, not because I don't like it. It's been great. And the money's good, actually. The money's really good. It's only 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. But I've got to the point, I want to concentrate on YouTube now. I want to spend a lot more time in Thailand. I'm actually moving out to Thailand full time as soon as my house gets sold. And that's the reason I'm stopping it. But thanks for Ian. I appreciate that. Okay, the Wutong life again. Has anyone on here ever got robbed by a bar? That's a question and a half. Right. Serious question. Has anyone on here ever got robbed by a bar girl or freelancer? And what did they take? Did they slip you a drug to knock you out? Wutong Life, go on my channel, please. There's volumes. I think I'm up to volume 158 now. And the early ones I didn't even number about guys who've been ripped off by bar girls. No, but in all seriousness, there was a problem in Pattaya years ago. And to be fair to the boys in brown, they clamped down on it really, really quickly. It doesn't happen as far as the odd rogue element might do it now and again, but it started to become a habit. What would happen is these girls would have a chemical. Now, I don't know what the chemical was. They'd put this chemical here. Let me get rid of the comment for a minute. I don't want to say the word. Kind of here. You know what I mean? Right? They'd pick up some guy. They'd go back to the room. They'd be all passionate and they'd encourage the guy to have his ice cream. You know what I mean? And he'd be knocked out and they'd strip the room bare. You know, they'd take his watch, his money, everything. And that's why it's a good idea before you go out, put everything in your in-room safe. They all have them now, even budget hotels, put everything in the safe. And if that happens to you, they can only get what's in your pockets, right? But they came down pretty hard on that and they nipped that in the bud pretty quickly. But most people are sensible. If you're sensible, you won't get robbed. You start leaving money around and stuff. And do you know what? I'm going to stick up for the girls a little bit here. This might surprise you now. A lot of I would say most of the girls wouldn't steal from you. You think because they're working in the bar and they make money like that, that they will automatically steal. They won't. Let me have a guess. I would say of every 100 girls, I would say probably 6 would steal from you. Most of them are, you know, if you haven't been there before, you mustn't think that they're all bad girls. They've got black hearts. They're out to do harm. They're not, you know. They you know, in the West, I'm going to preach now, right? In the West, we have a welfare system. They don't have it there. They don't have a welfare system. You know, when they're sort of 14, 15, 16, they'll get a Thai boyfriend and they believe they're going to be with that guy forever. So they have children, okay? The guy skips. They're left with the children. Their Buddhist religion puts on them that they have to take care of their families and they'll get rewarded in heaven, whatever it is. And most of the girls, they're working, yet they can get jobs in factories. I had a guy leave a comment today and he said, let me see if I can see the comments. I left you might be interested in this because this is a good time. Oh, I've got lots of comments here. Hang on, let me just, right, yeah, here it is. Because what you've got to understand about the bar girls, if you don't know about the bar girls, they're actually nice girls. That might sound very strange, right? If you have anything to do with the bar girls, they're really nice, they're good fun, but they do what they do because they don't have a welfare system in place, okay? Now, they can get jobs in factories, but they don't pay, you know, and it's a lifestyle choice. These girls, a lot of people assume that they're sex trafficked into the bars, and it's absolutely not true. There might be the odd case, but for the most part, they can get a job at 7-Eleven, they can get a job at a factory, but it's so poorly paid. They want fast money, they want big money, and they make, I don't care what anybody says, they make an active choice to do it. Now, here's a guy, I wasn't going to read this out, but this is actually a good excuse to read this out. And this is a guy, his name is Gerhard Mohala. And if you think I'm making this up, go on to Thailandbound, look at the comments, and it's not very far down. Right, this is what he wrote to me, okay? And this is I don't want to preach, like I said, but I'm just, you asked a very, very good question. Let me just go back to it to refresh, because I would like to read this out. Oh, there we are. I've taken it off. Blimey. Not to worry. Right, okay, so we remember the question anyway. So let me read this comment out, and I'll read you my answer. Right, so he's put, wow, Peter, video maker, you described this ocean of lies and decadence, taking advantage of girls who have no other choice in life in their corrupt country, and then you give advice to Western men on how to reap the most sexual benefit from these poor girls in that situation. You consider them animals. How the F do you sleep at night? That's what he's left for me, right? Now, I'll read you my answer to him. I wasn't being arrogant. It's just based on what I've just told you, right? I'll read what I wrote to him. And I was being serious. It's a little bit sarcastic because I like being sarcastic, right? But, you know, I tried to get the message across. So I've just read his. This is what I read back to him. And I truly believe what I've written here. This is from my heart. I believe it, right? So I put, Gerhard Moeller, I get the impression that you have never been to Thailand because if you had, you would not have left comments or absolute nonsense. Girls in Thailand, in brackets for the most part, have options. They can all work in regular jobs. However, some of these jobs don't pay well, but they can work them if they want. They don't have to work in the entertainment industry. The girls in the bars are working in that environment because they choose to, as the financial reward is tenfold compared to working in a factory or 7-Eleven. They are not forced like you have stated, which is why I say again, I get the impression that you have never been to Thailand. You sound very naive about the kingdom and come across with that typical Western judgmental attitude with really silly comments like you consider them animals. You stated that I advise Western man on how to reap the most sexual benefit on these poor girls' situation. I have over 300 videos on my channel. Can you point out one video whereupon I offer advice on sexual exploitation? I offer viewers advice on how to get the most out of a holiday in Thailand and how to avoid common scams such as I have described in the bars. If it bothers you, watch another channel. Lastly, in answer to your question, I sleep very well at night, thank you. I have a memory foam mattress. If my reply does not satisfy you entirely, please visit my refunds department. Now, obviously, the last bit was a little sarcastic, but, you know, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And from your, you know, the guy, I've lost your comment now, it's disappeared, but it was a sensible comment you put there. And so I've gone on a rant now, but what I'm trying to say, if you haven't been there, the girls who work in the bar, they're not bad girls. They're not going to automatically steal from your room. You know, I know guys have left money and they've woke up and thought, wow, I made a mistake. I was drunk, I left money. Everything was there. Okay? You've got to take care, use your room safe, but don't assume that every girl who works in a bar is a baddie because they're not. All right? Let's move on. Let's have a look. Yeah, absolutely, MD. You said I don't think the girls are forced to work in the bar. You know, obviously in every situation you're going to get, you know, you're going to get the ones that fall through the net, aren't you? You know, and maybe there are, but I think, you know, you've got, you know, Thais have places like that, don't they? Foreigners have places, but I think, you know, especially in places like Pattaya. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of bar girls, and I've asked, how did you end up in Pattaya? And they'll say, you know, I was in my village, you know, I've got a family, I've got a son, my husband ran off and they didn't know nothing about Pattaya. And on the, some of the Thai holidays, some of the girls came back to a village and they've got iPhones, they've got gold, they're wearing the latest fashion, they've got nice bags. And these girls are like, hey, you know, what's going on here? And they get talking and they're like, you know, you go to Pattaya, you can make money. And that's, they make a conscious decision. So, you know, you've got to understand this, guys. I mean, yeah, I feel sorry for them. I'm not a white knight. It's not a nice way to earn a living, but, you know, hey ho, as they say. Right, Yoss Travels, question. So if I indulge in long time go once a week on my 6-week trip, will 150 to 200 pay for long time full night or for a decent go? Well, it depends where you get. I sound like an expert here on girls. I'm not, of course, being married. 150, 200 pound is 8,000 baht. Yeah, absolutely. Yoss, call me. All right, you got my number. We spoke before. Call me. I'll give you the rope. I'm not going to do it here. Right, Prior 9. I'm late to the stream tonight. Seems a bit echoey. Don't start. No, yeah, okay. It's not me. It's YouTube or StreamYard. I'm not going to go at you. We had major technical problems at the beginning. I'm on the whiskey now. Everything's back to normal. And 331 in now. And we're just having a chat. Right, Paul Hoskins. What's this going to be? It would be like eating a sandwich with the wrapper on. I don't know where that's gone, Paul. Yeah, absolutely. Trevin says, locking stuff up keeps you honest and removes temptation. I mean, you think about it, right? If you're sitting on a train, and this wouldn't happen, it's hypothetical, right? But you're sitting on a train, you get talking to some guy you don't know, and you know the train's going to pull up in 5 minutes in the station, and the guy's sitting there when you've been talking for a half an hour, and he says, I'm whatever he is, I'm carrying 10,000 cash in this briefcase because I'm going to buy a car. And he puts a briefcase and he says, I'm just going to the toilet. Can you watch his briefcase for me? And you know there's £10,000 in cash in there. And then he's just gone to the toilet and the train's pulled up at the station. It's temptation, isn't it? If he hadn't told you that was in there, you wouldn't think anything of it, would you? Similar sort of situation. Right, only in Thailand. You talk to someone else, okay? Peter Brown, right, let's read his out. I haven't said hello to Peter tonight. Gernot's got issues. I should point out that prostitution is illegal in many Western countries. It's actually illegal in Thailand, believe it or not. Prostitution is illegal in Thailand. But, you know, it's changing. They're talking today about, they did a poll with the Thais, and something like 80% of Thais want a legal casino in Thailand, because gambling's actually illegal in Thailand as well. They all do. The Thais love gambling. They love it. So they're sort of saying, now, why don't we just open it up? Let's have a designated area for casino. They'll have it eventually. It will happen. It'll be like, you know, I forget the name of the place in Cambodia, the beach town that's got, it's all gambling. It will happen one day. Right, Jay Frost. Good call, Peter. Yeah, let's have another sip. Cheers. Oh. I have to keep looking at this. I wonder how long we go. Have you noticed now, I've settled into a normal stream now? It took me a while. When it all went wrong at the beginning, I was all like fluttery, and you could tell I was putting it on, couldn't you, trying to get into it. But it's back to normal. The beer's there, the whiskey's there, having a chat, but it's not gone on for 4 hours, I can tell you that. Right, let's do the Monga minute. Here we go. Right, if anybody's in here for the first time, they're just seeing that and they're going to write to me. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. Don't get your knickers in a twist, okay? Just pretty girls having a dance. Right, it's done. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I like this time of night. It gets down to the nitty gritty, doesn't it? It all starts off about, you know, how many temples will you be? 9 o'clock, welcome to the stream. How many temples will you be visiting? 2 hours in, and it's like Karim Farang from the Jungle says, I've never had any issues taking back girls, but it's not worth the hassle. Lock everything up before you go out and you're good. Yeah, absolutely. DW says, good answer, Peter. There are more and more self-righteous. Okay, yeah, I kind of thought the same, but I can't say it right. You know what? A lot of people leave comments on my comments. So that, what I just read you out, people will say, why do you even bother with these people? I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to give them the satisfaction of calling me, you know, I get Western women who write to me. I had one 3 days ago, and this is what she said. Let me get it right now. She said to me, I encourage sex tourism, and I should be burnt, or something like that. I should be burnt at the stake. And I said to her, I came across as all kind of like, oh, you know, sorry about that. And I found, after some communication with her, I found out she's never been to Thailand. She hasn't even been to Southeast Asia. And she's judging me, you know, and people will write to me and say, well, why are you taking the trouble to write that guy? Just delete him, just block him. Yes, I could, but I know tomorrow, when he reads that, because I woke up and that message was there, so he's in a different time zone. Now I know when I wake up tomorrow and I get another reply from him, it's going to be shit, and then I will block him. But I just want to get my point across because he doesn't know what he's talking about, right? And when I wrote that long answer, it actually makes me feel better because I'm telling him how it is. Okay, he can think what he wants about me. Honestly, you might not believe this, but I really don't give a damn. Paul Hoskin. The Thai doctor smiles at me and then gives me an injection and a load of pills for 4 days and tells me not to drink whiskey for 1,300 baht. Right, I know you're joking, Paul. You know this, we're getting right down in the barrel now, but you know the thing about when you used to catch something nasty, you'd have an injection, you go on antibiotics, and they say don't drink. Okay, somebody might come back at me and say, I don't know what I'm talking about now, but that isn't so much nowadays because the certain medicines you couldn't drink, but apparently we use different medicines now. Don't drink if you're on medicines. I don't want to get in trouble because of me, but I read it. Right. Hard Tulip. I don't know where you're coming from, mate. You're leaving some weird comments. You left one about my daughter and would I do it earlier on. Now you're saying, call me, he says, what a cop out. I mean, what does that even mean? I'm not going to block you. You know, you haven't, okay, you gave an opinion earlier asking me would I put that video if it was my daughter. But I really don't understand what that means. You know, I mean, I'm not blocking you. I'm not putting you on timeout. You know, say what you want to say, but let us understand it at least. Right, Dutch Frank. If you're afraid taking a lady to your room, use a short stay hotel. Yeah, but that's not necessarily going to help you really. It will and it won't. Because if you've got a safe in the room, you can put all your valuables in the safe. And for me, not that tape goes back to the room, but you know, when I go out in the day, cleaners come in, they leave the door open, they'll go to another floor to get cleaning products. And what I tend to do, I have a hard Samsonite suitcase, and I've got laptop cables and all that. I put it into the suitcase, lock it, and when I get back to the room, I know that if the suitcase is still there, it's very unlikely someone's going to walk off with a hard suitcase. Jeff said, thank you for that, a little super chat there. Something for the beverage fellas. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. All right, let me see. Trying to get some comments now about the what you guys think about that comment. Okay, Boohoo says, I have been to Vegas a couple of times, Boohoo. Working girls in Vegas too, shaking moneymaker. If I were female, I'd do the same. I'm not sure if I would, but okay. Okay, surprised at that one. To be, not to be. Taking a lady back to your, always a bad idea, taking her back to your room. Right. Jeff fried rice. Jeff fried rice. Okay, get it. Oh man, those girls from Pattaya, that background looks paradise. Peter, can you expect the level of looks in those bars, or is it just a good advertisement? No, these girls that you're looking at in the background. I'm going to change this now because it's been on all night. In answer to your question, yeah, you can get that every day of the week, no problem. But these girls actually work in a nightclub, mostly Farang, younger people, but they don't look any different to regular girls that you know you'll get anywhere. Let me see if I can just put some. I personally like this picture, so I'm going to indulge myself for a little while. Right. It's really getting difficult now because there's a lot of comments coming up, but you're all talking to each other, and I'm trying to get some comments that I can read out. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fryman says all these tools with such negative comments, like they have never been to Thailand. Just reading it from Google. You know, the problem for me, let me rewind. It's not a problem for me. Absolutely not a problem for me. But when I started off on this channel, you know, I'm married. Okay, I'm separating from my wife, but I didn't intend it to be a manga channel. It is now. That's just how it's developed, and I'm kind of catering to what people want, and I don't mind. And when I started in Hua Hin 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, it was going to be a travel channel. I wasn't going to talk about bargos and all the rest of it. You know, I got stuck in the UK for 2 years, started reading out stories, and it developed by itself. And it's just that sort of channel. But the problem is, I said it again, it's not a problem. With this kind of channel, I attract a lot of the wrong kind of attention. You know, I'll get, because I have certain, my thumbnails, you know, big coconuts and all that. People say it's clickbait. It probably is, but you know, I want people to watch my videos, so why not? I'll be honest about it, yeah. But the thing is, you know, like somebody will look at my thumbnail. I had a guy, I get some great comments, you know. One of my thumbnails, a girl was stacked, right? And a guy clicked on it. He said, I am so disappointed. He wrote to me, I'm so disappointed after seeing that thumbnail. And all I seen was you sitting there talking. I wrote back to the guy and I gave him half a dozen sites. I sent him the URLs of Pornhub, X-Hamster, XNNX, is it? I mean, yeah, I know them all. I sent him one. I said, look, you know, can I help you out? You know, you go and have a look at them. They'll help you out. Right. Peter, can you bring on Bargo? I wish. I really wish. But again, they wouldn't do it, would they? You know, when I'm in Thailand, I know I won't be able to win because what will happen, here's another scenario, right? I'll always come a cropper because if I'm in Thailand and I go and visit a Thai bargo that I know, and I do know a lot of Thai bargos, because they know I was married, I didn't take them out, that they became friends, kind of friends, not friends as in, you know, we'd all play golf together, but you know, we were just kind of on a friendly basis. Let's put it that way. But let's just say I sat down with one of these girls and said, "Oh, you know, how are you? Since you last met me, I've got a YouTube channel," and I showed her a few videos and said, "You know what? It'd be really great if you came on here and I could interview you, and you know, I'll give you a couple of $1,000 baht, make it worth your while." I don't think they'd do it. They wouldn't do it because, you know, they got family, haven't they? Their family's got internet nowadays, and you know, why do they want to kind of show themselves up? But it'd be great. It'd be a good idea. Can you hear his presence? He says, "You're rolling now." I am, but look. Oh, right, we'll give it a while longer. Let me go and do the daisies. Don't run off, because I know what happens. I'll come back, there'll be nobody here. Let me do the daisies. I'll be really quick. Bit of fresh air out there. And then I'll come back, have another beer, and we'll carry on talking, because I think I've showed you most things now. But hang on in there. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's lovely out there. It's really cool. And what it is, you know, it's like an oven in here. And I've actually got used to it. I'm thinking, oh, it's normal now. And when I went outside, the coolness just hit me, the fresh air. It's lovely. But I'm back. Anybody in? Yeah, we've still got some people in. Right, okay, what should we talk about now? I can't read some of these out. You know, when you see me looking at the screen, I smile. It's because I read some comments. YouTube block, not a lot, but YouTube automatically blocks some comments because they recognize words. And what happens, I'm looking through the comments and you'll see me suddenly smile because I think it's funny what I'm reading, but I can't read it out, which is a shame. Okay. Kareem Frank from the jungle. I think I've answered that one. I'd love to do that. Interview the girls, but you know, they've got families, haven't they? A lot of people are saying that. Jason Finn says, Peter, why don't you have bar girls on the show? Well, first I can't because I'm in England. I don't know too many bar girls where I live. And if I went to, okay, here's an interesting concept. Let's just say I went to Bangkok. I was there for a couple of weeks. I thought I'll interview a bar girl, and I got a girl, brought her back to my room, and I did an interview only with that. So I brought her back to my room for privacy, right? Did an interview, great video. I thought that went down well. There's another element that could happen. I once knew, on a personal level, I once knew a male. He was a porn star, basically. I don't know any other way to say it. He was an out-and-out porn star. He was in Thailand, let's just say working, okay? And he ended up on Soi 3. Let me say it in a polite way now. Let me just say that I can't, because it's YouTube, I can't explain what happened, but he made videos in Thailand. I'm not talking now because you wouldn't get away with it now, but I'm talking around just before the 1999 when it was all happening. And he made a video with a girl, which did, I suppose it did well, like all his other videos. And it was proper, you know, proper videos. It wasn't like amateur stuff. It was proper, you know, company did it. And he was just a star of these videos. And her brother, the girl in the video, her brother actually seen this video and seen this guy on Soi 3, Sukhumvit Soi 3. And, you know, he took an instrument, you know, a sharp instrument. And, you know, I can't say anything more than that. So getting back to what you're saying, you know, on a similar basis, you know, you're kind of you're playing with fire, really. Remember, you're a guest in their country. When you start messing about like that, I'm not being a big girl's blouse and being overprotective, but I'm just saying you've got to be careful. You know, you can't just think to yourself, well, I can do whatever I want, because you really can't. You really can't. Some people do, and look what happens to them. some people get away with it, don't they? But not everybody. Would you put yourself in a position where you might not get away with it, and what are the consequences if you don't get away with it? Okay. It really is a preaching stream tonight, isn't it? Brethren, we are gathered here. Right. I'm only answering what you guys are writing about. It's nice to have Ed Sweeney in tonight. He wasn't around very long. Right. Okay. Here we go. It's a sensible question. Right. Paulette, I've heard is zero tolerance on scooters, moped, car driving, not 2 pints like UK. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've actually put this out in a video. And guys, I'm deadly serious here. If you've never listened to anything I've ever said on any of my videos before, do not drink and drive, okay? You can do it 100 times, you'll get away with it. 99 times out of 100, years ago, you could give 200 baht, 500 baht, whatever it is. It might have even been 10,000 baht, but you would end up in your bed in your apartment at the end of the night. Not now. You will go in the back of a pickup truck, you will go in the cells, and you will go to the court on Monday morning. You'll only get fined 5,000 baht. That's it, 125 pounds, 150 US dollars. Not a big deal, but you'll go, if you get caught on a Friday night, you're in the cell with a hole in the ground and a bunch of ties, no air conditioning. You're in there till Monday morning. Is it worth it? The transportation is so cheap in Thailand. Taxis, motorbike taxis, tuk-tuks. Why would you do it? Don't do it, guys, honestly. And now I am preaching. Right, Desmond Castro. Without a doubt, this inflation is having a direct effect worldwide. It is. I am not, people put this, I'm not the Monga king of Thailand. I'm a married man, for God's sake. Right, yours travels again. Here we go. Right, cheers, Peter. Just trying to get all my knowledge up before the trip. I feel I know all the areas I'm hitting. Just need the inside info. Right, yours. Listen to me now. I'm being deadly serious. I'm not trying to promote my video and just trying to get clicks on it. I've made 2 videos really recently. One is called 30 Tips for Thailand, and it's not things like don't do the gem scams, watch out for scams. It's things to help you enhance your trip. I did a volume 1, a volume 2. The volume 2 is not as popular as the volume 1. The volume 1 is the best one. There's 30 tips. Just watch it, okay? It's half an hour, and it will really help you have a much better time in Thailand. And it's just things like how to get a SIM card, best place to get a SIM card, where to change money, things you shouldn't do, things you should do. It's not a 20 scams or anything like that. Try and watch it. You'll get a lot of good information from there. And if you've got any questions, call me. I'll tell you, okay? Lots of people call me. Okay. Right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. Phil Buffalo, 555. There's loads of woke tossers who haven't a clue what they're talking about. All virtue signalers. I tell them off. Yeah. I mean, you've got to be careful when you've got a YouTube channel. You know that when I read comments, going back to that guy's comments now, who'll leave me total abuse in the morning, I'll just block him. When you read comments like that, you've got to kind of have some restraint. Let's use that word. You've got to have some restraint on it. You know, I could have gone in there and said you're a this and you're a that, but he'd have just read it and said the same back to me. I just think it's better to try and explain to the guy. If he might have been fun, and I don't know, but he's got something. He's got something not quite right there, is he? He doesn't understand something. Right. Cashier, is it? I've had bar girls steal from me, but I rarely bring it up because people would rather blame the victim than admit bar girls are only as honest as their opinions. Sounds like a story, Saturday morning story. You got my email address, send it in. What happened? I'll change your names. But in all seriousness, no, they do. No, nobody's going to make fun of it. Well, I mean, there are girls out there who do it. Look, you've got to remember, at the end of the day, bottom line, they're not in Pattaya because they want to sit on the beach every day, right? They're not in Pattaya because they want to meet some 50-year-old guy with a pot belly, okay? They're not in Pattaya because whatever reason. They are there for one reason only. They're there to make money. The majority of the girls are good girls. They do what they got to do. They don't steal, but you will get the odd one who will because they want fast cash. And the worst of them, and I'm going to get some flack for this, but I'm telling you honestly, hand on heart, the worst of them are the lady boys. Why? Because they've got male hormones for a start, right? So they're much more aggressive. I don't care what they look like, they're males, right? It doesn't matter if they have to chop, they've got the male hormones, right? So they're more aggressive. Secondly, they have to pay for a lot of procedures. Bar girls might get a boob job. They don't have to have a boob job. They might get it if they fancy it or they think they can make more money, right? Lady boys, shave the old Adam's apple, get the old fella chopped off, some coconuts, You know, it costs a lot of money, so they do. I've had ladyboys try to steal from me. I came down the stairs at Nana Plaza, and they had their hands in my pockets, and I had my hand on my wallet, gripping it, and he was still, you know, trying to pull my fingers off it. It was if it was here, and I was 30 years younger, and I knocked him out. But you can't do that when you're there, a guest, can you? I forgot what the question was going on there. Jules, I said, why are you showing clips of my mother dancing in a pool? Well, you must be very young. If that's your mother, you must be about 5 years old. Right, okay, little interlude there. Okay, Prime 9 says, bringing girls back to the room is fabulous. I'm sure all as adults can manage to lock away our valuables just on the off chance. No dramas, bar girls are not all bad. So that's quite a nice comment, actually, Prime 9. Absolutely, I agree with that totally. I've got nothing to say on that comment because you are right. And that sounded sarcastic, but I meant it. Right, Clive, you're still around. Are you drunk yet? God, why don't people chill out? I'm having marital difficulties, and I'm having a good time on here, laugh at loud, chill. Clive, I don't think I'm not criticising you, mate. I don't think it's so much people on here because everybody knows what's it about, and I've kind of just accepted that I'm going to be seen as a, you know, filthy, corrupt man of whatever they want to call me. But no, I think it's just. I'm not saying this in a flippant way. I think it's really people who don't understand what Thailand's about. Now, I've had comments where people will write to me and say, do you know there's more about Thailand than bars and girls? And I write back and say, yeah, I do. Yeah, absolutely. And then I never hear from them again. But yeah. Right, okay. Karen Frank from the jungle. Enjoy your gents club. Check out the channel. Okay, I'm not advertising anybody's channel. Sorry about that. I'll put that up while I'm looking at some of the comments. Well, I'll tell you what, it's so hot in here, it really is. Don't forget, guys, Sunday, if you got nothing to do Sunday, 7 p.m. Sunday, I'll be here. Oh, hopefully the stream will go okay. Right, only in Thailand. Dutch Frank, if you want to play alone with the ladies' long game, say it's your first time in Thailand, thanks, good advice. Yeah, be careful though. You know, you put your hand in fire, you can get burnt. I don't want to sound like your dad, but you know, I played them games. I know what you mean. But right, Canary Express's wings. Jay East heard this is a lot about kink being a place must visit. Okay, talking about individual bars. Right, right. Jay East. The Hooter girls are not that hot. Do you know what it is? Maybe it's my age. You know, I kind of think the one in the middle is quite okay, but let me change it then. Okay, fair point. But I'm going to have to put some older images up because I don't have any new ones. It's got to be the all-time favourite, hasn't it? She never fails to surprise the lady in the black there. Right, okay. Okay. Is it Jeff? Yeah, Jeff. Good name, Jeff. Jeff Fried Rice. Oh my Lord, Peter, that background is fantastic. Oh, somebody just said they're not that nice, and you come in and say it's fantastic. I think they're quite nice, but I'm easily pleased. Right, check ban. You always give very nice, sensible comments. I'm going to read yours out. Luggage lock. I have a big wire net thing. It fits around your luggage, and you can lock it to the radiator. Yeah. Some of the fixing in your room, I bought it in a campus shop because, well, that's a bit paranoid, though, check ban. I mean, they're not going to walk off with your suitcase. Do you know what? I'm big gutted because do you remember when you bought a laptop in the old days? I've got this kind of like, it's a lock and it's got a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's a kind of about a meter long. It's wire covered in plastic, really strong. You couldn't break it. It'd be really difficult even with a pair of pliers. And it went into a slot in the back of your laptop, and then you wrapped it around the leg of your furniture in your hotel room that you couldn't pick up, and it locked, and then nobody could pick up the laptop because it was attached to this wire. Well, I've just paid £1,200 for a laptop in December when I went there, and it hasn't got this, you know, it hasn't got this thing where you can lock it. So I'm gutted about that. JB says, may I indulge myself? Yes, absolutely. With you, good. There's going to be a Mickey cake now, isn't it? JB, may I indulge yourself with you, good sir? The lady in the middle looks like a younger version of me in a wig. All right, you indulge away, indulge away. I've got nothing to say on that. Right, the Wu-Tang Life. Do Hooter Goes date guys after their shift? I heard different stories and also heard they charge off. Right, well, I don't know what you've heard, but I'll tell you what is the truth, okay? So with Hooter Goes, in their contract, they're not allowed to date customers, okay? I'm not guessing, I'm telling you how it is, right? Right, but there is a human factor. They're human, aren't they? Guys, they can see a challenge. So you might be one of those guys who looks at a girl and thinks, wow, there's no way she's going to come out and do a short time for 1,500 baht like somebody in Nana. But I've got plenty of money, and I'll hint that I've got 10,000 baht for it as a present at the end of the night. You tell me. Right, a lot of comments from Karan Prang from the jungle tonight. Right, the only good thing about the Hooters in Thailand are the wings. The girls are pretty, but not what we mongers are after. I actually really like Hooters in Soi 4. It's expensive, but I'll tell you why I like it. Because I often go out with Simon or somebody. I've actually got more friends in Thailand, probably tenfold, than I have in the UK. And when I go out with friends in Thailand, we'll go out to certain bar areas, we'll go out to restaurants. Well, I always stay around Soi 4, somewhere, Soi 8. I was in the Majestic, I was in the Stable Lodge, you know, sometimes I'll stay in the Nana Thai Mansion, the Wannabe, is it? I can't remember the name of it. You know, and when I finish my night with those people, guys, whatever, I'll be going back to my room in that area, and I always stop off in Hooters, and I'll have a couple of draft beers, because they're really nice draft beers. I don't know if it's because they clean their pipes regular, but they're quite expensive. It's like 199 baht for a pint, which is about £5, but you get what you pay for. And I like it because, you know why? There's no BS. You sit there, there's a lot of nice eye candy, it's clean, the beer's good, I can do my comments on my mobile phone, have a couple of beers and head back to my room and have a good night's sleep. And yeah, I'm a great fan of Hooters. I think they're great. Okay, Paul F says, banter is what's missing in life nowadays. We're having some decent banter here, Paul. We're having some decent banter here. Yeah, Mark, the manga minute, if you timed it, it's actually about 30 seconds, but the manga 30 seconds doesn't sound as good as the manga minute, does it? Quick sneaky look at the watch there. Okay, a little bit longer. Right, Pry9 says, sorry to hear about that, Pry9. You say, yeah, I'm having relationship difficulties too. Mrs. left me this week due to my drinking. Oh, you know what? I haven't got any issues with my, you know, I'm breaking up with my missus. Not because of drinking or anything like that, just the sparkle's gone. We want to do our own thing. But I don't know what to say, you know. I mean, yeah, it's a shame, really. You know, I mean, we can't really talk here. I mean, I'd talk to you about it if I see you, but yeah, we just, you know, I was just having a really serious think about what you've written there, because that's quite serious. And I didn't want to just come out with something flippant. But what I would say to you on this one, thinking about it, if you've got problems here in Thailand, don't in the UK, don't think by just going to Thailand that those problems will evaporate. They won't. You've got to get rid of those problems here and get your mind right, and then go out to Thailand. And you know, there are a lot of nice girls in Thailand. You know, a lot of decent girls in Thailand. I don't know you. I don't know your situation. If you drink, we all drink too much. You know, I mean, I don't drink in a day. Maybe you do. I don't know, but you know, I'm sure you'll work it out anyway. Right, Craig M. I invited a bar girl back to the hotel, but forgot the wife was already there. Is that a joke or not? Do you know what? You're joking, but that's serious. You know, the amount of couples that you'll see in, let me just see what's been blocked by YouTube. Yeah, let's block that idiot. Okay, you know, we're talking about idiots and trolls. You know, I read that comment out to you, and we just had one there, but I think Franco blocked it. But he's obviously some guy who's sat in his mum's basement or he's in Pattaya, can't afford to turn his aircon on, absolutely hates tourists because they've got plenty of money, and he just left a stupid comment there, and it didn't even get shown. So your mum's coming. Right, okay, Chet Brown. Sorry to hear, chin up. Yeah, absolutely. I have full support for you. Right, Jeff Fried Rice again. Peter, don't mind those haters. I love your channel, and it wouldn't be great if it wasn't just the way it is. It's not a one-size-fits-all type of channel. That's why all of us love you. Yeah, thanks for that. And that's really weird because the guy who just had his comments blocked by, I think Franco in the background blocked him. I mean, his comment was kind of like, it wasn't one of those kind of comments where you feel like, oh, that hurt me. It was so kind of like schoolboyish, like, oh, I'm going to say this to you. You know, it was actually laughable. So, you know, he's probably just an idiot. Right, but thanks for your comment. Very, very nice to hear that. Right, Taxi to Lao. The woke, self-righteous PC brigade are easily offended, Peter. Carry on what you're doing. They are just ill-informed killjoys. Well, you know, I'll be honest with you, Taxi to Lao. When I started this channel, and I slowly, I started off as a travel channel, and then I moved over, and it naturally became what it is today. It's like a beast that's become itself. I used to get very easily hurt because people would, like the guy's just been in now and left the stupid comment. I just blocked him and thought, you know, right. But I used to get kind of hurt and try to explain to people, but it's just, it attracts those sort of people. This sort of channel attracts them. But I suppose now, you know, I've actually got some nice people who follow the channel, and that makes it worth it more than the idiots like him. Right. A nomad overseas. Dutch Frank, laugh out loud. You said drop this. Oh, you're talking to Dutch Frank. Okay, let's go down to some of the newer comments. Wow, I was watching the numbers then. It was going down and down and down. I thought it was just over 200. It's come back up to nearly 300. But nice to have you in if you just joined us. Right, there's a new one. I might have read yours out in the past. I don't remember for a while. Right, always very spicy. Hey, Peter. First time comment from Australia. Good. Glad you left a comment. 8:30 a.m. Just wanted to say I always watch, but on replay. So no live comments, sadly. I sub with a different YouTube account. Well, always very spicy. Good to have you in an actual live one. Thank you for watching the reruns. I'm glad you appreciate the content, and I'm glad I was able to, like, I missed a lot of comments. I'm glad I didn't miss yours. Okay. Right. Checkband says Hooters, all their promotional photos have girls in short shorts. Then in the actual restaurants, they have their notepad holders off their crutches. Not fair. Oh, you naughty boy. You know what? They're nice girls. I mean, what an idiot. You know, I'm sitting there drinking a beer at, I think it was 61 back there, and there's a 20-year-olds. My daughter's 24 and 26. No, I got the wrong age. 21 and 24. And this waitress must be 22. And I'm like, can I have my photograph with you? And she's like, you know, it's what you do when you're in Thailand, isn't it? Right. I don't know what that's about. Jeff Fried Rice against Savage. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to read that. I'll put it up. Right, okay. The reason I keep looking here, because the comments come up, I'm watching on this screen what you guys watch, and sometimes, I don't know why, I'm in the back end of YouTube, I should get everything first, but sometimes they come up first, and I see a comment, I think, oh, that's interesting, and then it comes up here later. Okay, Boulder down. Peter, maybe a stupid question, but can you eat the food in Hooters and not worry as much about the troubles later? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. I mean, most restaurants in Thailand are safe to eat. The food carts are safe to eat as well. It's just a personal choice that I'm not a food cart lover, simply because when I go for a meal, I like to sit down in a nice environment and enjoy a meal. I'm not a guy who stops and like grabs something quick. If I did, I'd grab something from 7-Eleven. Some people, they'll go on such a tight budget that they enjoy street food and they can do it. But as far as Hooters goes, I wouldn't look at Hooters as an option for a meal, because for me, you know, things like wings, curly fries, all that sort of stuff that you get here, for me, that's not a meal. It's something late at night, you're getting a bit peckish, you're having a couple of draft beers, you think, let's order some wings. It's not, Hooters is not somewhere in Asia, well, no, in Thailand. Hooters is not somewhere I would go to have a meal. I'd go to have a snack. But yeah, I think, in answer to your question, I think you're pretty safe in Hooters. Somebody I haven't read out before. I can't even say that. Haretta, is it, Jim? Great content, Peter. Looking forward to your relocation in Bangkok. Yeah, me so more than anybody else. Okay. Stream's still going, but sound's just so poor for me. Okay. What about everybody else? I'm not going to get into this whole sound thing. Let me try turning the audio up a little bit more for you. Right, I've just turned the audio up a little bit. Do you know what? I'm going to say in my defense, is it Stringer or Stinger? Stringer. I'm going to say my offense. It's not. I don't think it's my mic. I don't think it's my equipment. I do this every week, sometimes twice a week. No, take that back. I have had problems in the old days, but most of the time I don't have problems. And somebody came in, and the guy who came in, I know he's moderating a lot of channels, and he said YouTube or StreamYard, the software I use, put all these pictures in the background. One of them is having problems because a lot of streams are having sound problems tonight. So, just try and stick with it. If you can't stand it, then go off and come back on Sunday. I'm sure it's not that bad, but it's not. It's really not. I don't think it's me. I think it's like he said, it's other. It's the software. A nomad overseas. I'm sure they do serve that. I'm sure they do. Okay, a lot of talk about Hooters now. Kashi, nothing wrong with Hooters. Food is fine, girls are okay, and it's good for a break when you're an older man with 1 or 2 shots per day. Yeah, I mean, it is good for a break. You go into bars and, all these, what's your name, where you come from, and sometimes you just want to chill, don't you? For me, because I've got a YouTube channel, I get comments on my mobile, and if I left them till just once a day, it'd take me 3 hours. So I'm constantly replying to comments all day, all evening. And when I go into Hooters, I can sit for 20 minutes and get through, a lot of comments. So I like it. Dutch Frank says Hooters sounds like a safe jet lag choice. Yeah, well, I mean the bars in Soy4, they're all pretty safe. Jamie296, as regards getting a bar girl on the stream, unless they speak a high level of English, it never seems to work too well. A lot of the bar girls around Soy4 and Cowboy, they do speak very good English. I was going to say a girl. I've known several girls, who have been, a guy's gone into a bar, met the girl, hooked up with her, that means have a relationship, and took her back to England for instance. I met a Thai bar girl, and she's great fun. I met a Thai bar girl in after school, and she sounded like a Cockney. Okay, I couldn't believe it. I'm talking to this bar girl, she's like, "You're right, mate," and she's doing all the slang, and I'm like looking at it. It didn't gel in my head because she's talking like a Cockney. And what it was, some English guy took her back to London. He was a taxi driver. Took her back. She stayed about 6 years. It didn't work out with them, and she lived with some other guy. But she was in London, and the Thais picked things up really, really quickly. And she came back with a Cockney accent, and there's this bar girl in a bikini talking to me, coming out with this slang. And I'm like scratching my head. It just didn't gel, But yeah, I mean, look, in answer to your question, a lot of them speak great English. A lot more don't, but some do. Right, Sean Young, great stream again, Peter. I've never been to Thailand, but I've visited Vietnam 6 times. That's one place I'd like to go. And just got my 30-day e-visa for November. Lovely people and so cheap to eat and drink. So looking forward to it. I've only ever met one guy. Actually, I didn't meet him. It was a story he sent into my channel. I've only ever known one guy who said, I went to Thailand. It was shit. I hated it. I didn't like it. In 30 years, one person. Right. Oh, somebody else said the sound sounds crappy. Guys, as far as the sound goes, you're going to have to go with it or leave the stream because it's not me. I keep saying that. Right. Okay, Mark Hughes says, I don't want to sound like a newspaper agony aunt, but to the fellow that split up with his missus, please don't go to Pattaya looking for a solution, stay at home. Yeah, look, let him work it out. It's personal, isn't it? He's had a drink, he's enjoyed the stream, he's come on and opened his heart a little bit, maybe he said something he didn't mean to say, or let's not judge him, okay? Right, right, Dutch Frank says, the connection is good since you reset the stream, but the mic sound is still less good, although I'm getting used to it. I tell you what, it's because I'm wearing a cheap, I tell you what it is, Dutch Frank, really, It's because when I was panicking at the beginning, when I didn't know it wasn't me, I've got this mic here, right? This is a £50, 60 US dollar mic. Not hugely expensive, but it's a good mic. It's a Rode mic, R-O-D-E. A lot of YouTubers use them, okay? And what I'm wearing as a replacement emergency here cost me, I think it was about £6, $7 on eBay. So it's going to sound pretty crap. So I only put this on in an emergency because nobody could hear me at the beginning. But I'll hook that back up at the weekend. I can do private streams to myself. I can do a stream that nobody sees, and I can go watch it on my laptop and see how it sounds. I'm sure it'll be fine. Check bound. I'm going to send you a check bound. Never mind check as in Czechoslovakia. It should be check is. I am going to write one out and send it to you. You never say anything bad. Right, okay. Mike Kelso. As long as I can hear him, I'm not bothered about the quality. It's much better than before. Yeah, I really look. I'm not going to keep defending myself, but it really tonight, guys. It's not my fault. That's my fault, but the sound wasn't my fault. I've given myself a deadline of 3 hours tonight. 15 minutes to go. Mind you, still got a lot of people in. See, I don't know that bar. Kinop. Good name. Kinop. I prefer Cooters on Soy 6. I was in Soy 6 with Trevor when I went there in December, but everything was closed, you know. So maybe next time. Right, let me just, I don't want to keep going on. Hey, you're right.
Wow. I bet the sound has totally changed now, hasn't it? And no one overseas. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what's happened? It's actually, and I turned it off on the mic all night has been, I bet it's been echoey and horrible. The mic you've been listening to me on is on the camera, which I turned off. Let me just make a note of that because I've got to go back into the settings tomorrow. Right, guys, PA Comanche and Randy, how you doing? Hi, Peter. Sorry I'm late. Right, guys, please let me know. I'm almost certain. Camera, let me get the sound again. Jesus, I feel sorry for you. You've been listening to me for that long. Right, I've just when I did the reboot, because when there's a camera built into the mic, it sounds rubbish. It picks up the whole room, right? Absolute rubbish. And I've got this one. And can you believe it? For the nearly 3 hours, this hasn't been working. It's been that. That's why it sounded crap. And I've just set it to this now. And I believe that you guys will hear a much better sound. Let me know. I've gone right to the bottom now. I can't wait to know. I don't know what's happened to Franco. I think he's gone to bed. Taxi to Low says, well done, Nomad. So it must have been that. Incredible change in voice quality. The sound has changed. It's like in my bedroom. Yeah, okay, Christ. You know, I'm pissed off now. Thanks to, was it Nomad? You know, I'm really pissed off, you know, because I just clicked it because he said it sounds like you're on that mic. The camera has a built-in mic and I turn it off and I use this. And all the time people are saying it sounds echoey because it's been on that one. I've just changed it because of his comment and it's totally, I know it's totally different. I don't need to listen to you tell me, but I know it is. And, you know, better late than never. Right, Bernie. Hi, Peter. Excellent stream. You nearly started to tell us about what some married couples get up to. I once sat next to a couple at a beach club go-go when the wife got seriously into one of the dancers. Okay, let me answer you in a serious way. Yeah, a lot of couples, they actually like it. They go to Thailand because they want to explore. Well, I wouldn't say they go to Thailand because of that. But when they go there, if you're a first-time visitor to Thailand, I feel like going a little bit longer now because you've put up with me on such a bad sound. And now we've got good sound. Brian and I, I'm more happier than you are. I'm getting a bit tipsy though. I've got to be careful. Look, when you go around the bar areas, you will see couples, and you just look. And years ago, I used to think, oh well, you know, of course they're interested. They're in Thailand. They want to see what goes on in these ping pong shows and all the rest of it. They're not in there for that, honestly. Next time you're in Thailand, you're in a bar, right? And you get a couple going, just watch. That's all I'll say, okay? There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. How's the sound, guys? Adrian Smith, you got any ideas for vlogs you will do when you get to Bangkok? Leaving it until you get there. No, I've got a lot of ideas. There's a few things I'm going to do. Me and Andrew Hammond have got something planned out. He's going to be there same time as me, but of course I'm not going to give my game plan away. Jamie296, for me the sound and video are totally fine. Yeah, well it would be now. Prior 9, I remember the first time I left Thailand after 3 weeks. I was in tears at Samui Airport saying goodbye to literally a bar girl who looked like Beyonce. You wouldn't be the first. You wouldn't be the first. Yeah, Dutch Frank, you could have told me that about 3 hours ago. Peter, your sound has probably gone through the built-in microphone of your laptop instead of your dedicated microphone. Yeah, I'm actually on a desktop here, and you're right. I've changed it now. All night, I was thinking, what's wrong with it? I was changing microphones. It was a bloody thing there, you know. I haven't had many of these tonight, so I'm going to say a big thank you to Chetbound. No, Peter, money goes from us to you. Thanks again for another great live stream for me. Sound has been constantly good for the past 3 hours. No echo here. I think you're just being nice, you know, but thank you very much for the super chat there. But I'm really happy I found out it was this. I wish more, a lot of people say, look, Omar Bletchfield says excellent sound now. And that's a cheap mic from eBay. I feel guilty leaving now because I just managed to sort the stream out. Have I got anything I can show you while I'm... Let's have a look. I've done everything. I'm gonna have to just work off the chat now. Oh, that was an accident. Right. Okay. Let me get into the sound. Yeah. I know. Jeff Fried Rice. The sound is night and day. I know. Absolutely. I know. And you know, I'm so pissed off with myself that I didn't discover it earlier. And thank you. I forget who told me. Was it a Nomad Overseas? But good call. Tripod Peter, you've shown some girly video clips. They are somebody's daughter. Oh my God. Yeah. Let me just. Okay, we know where this guy's coming from. We've had this chat already tonight, haven't we? Hang on. Okay. Good night, Vienna. Right. Citizen Mikey, 100 times better. Yeah. Thank you, Citizen Mikey. Crypto Rocketeer, much better. I know what it is now. I just, I should have thought of it. Apologies for that. I should, we're going on about the sound. You sound echo. It should have come to me like that. Got enough experience now. Okay, let's not talk about the mic anymore. I'll do a bit longer now because the mic's good, if I can. It's empty though. Right. We're cooking on gas now. It wasn't me. It was the camera. Look, everyone's going to have a go at me now. Soda Pop, 2 more hours. 2 more hours. I can't do that long. How many we got in? Got over 300 in. Can I do the daisy thing again? Then what's the time? I'll do half an hour, okay? But I've got to do the daisies. Hang on. Comments are gone again. Right. Give me about a minute, okay? No longer. Right, we're back. Okay. I'm just, again, guys, I'm smiling because I'm reading some of the comments. Somebody's having a go at somebody else, and I shouldn't laugh, but some of them are funny. Okay, right. Let's put a sensible one. Do you know what? I'll tell you what I was thinking out there just before I get into this. You know, when you walk the daisies, you're thinking about things. And I had a couple of trolls in early, and one guy was just an obvious idiot, and he left like you know, I'll say this is bad and that's bad, and that'll get to him, and I just laugh. But it must be so frustrating for these guys because up until about a few months ago, you know, you've got the thumbs up and the thumbs down, and now if you leave somebody a thumbs down, like if you leave me a thumbs down now, I can see that you've left me a thumbs down. I can't see who you are, but it will say 1 thumbs down, 2 thumbs down, 3 thumbs down. And but whoever leaves that thumbs down, they can't see that. So, you know, the guys, I wouldn't even call them trolls. I'd call them cyber haters. Is that the right word? Guys who come on and just give you shit, right? And I've got 2 guys who always give me a thumbs down. Whatever I put out there, they're almost sitting on the mouse, right? It could be when the stories come out, I put the stories out 2 minutes after the stories go out, I get 2 thumbs down. It's the same 2 guys. I know who one of them is. He's here in the UK. He's a no-hoper. I won't mention him. You know, but it must be so frustrating for these guys because YouTube changed their policy now, and you can give a thumbs down, but it doesn't show on the video, and that must kill them. You think about it, it must absolutely kill them. It's making me smile. Right, okay. A nomad overseas. Thailandbound, I'm hoping you've another bottle of spirits and a feed of cans to get you stuck into this new audio experience. It was you who told me, wasn't it? I'm getting a bit, you know, tipsy now. I don't want to be known as one of these guys. I don't want other YouTubers to say, you know, that Thailandbound, he does a good stream, but he gets totally pissed, and by the time he's finished, he's slurring, because that's not a good place to be, is it? I'm still laughing because you know, the guy left them comments. He said he called wife beating t-shirt, something like that. And you know, I don't normally dress like this, guys, right? But you know, I'm in a hot environment, so sod him, right? Right, okay. Check band, live music. Peter, do you know the bar where your background picture is taken from? It looks like a good band with sexy singers. Most I've seen. Well, I tell you what, check band. There's a lot of places like this. It's a tiny nightclub, okay. But kind of semi-tied, because if you look at the girl, I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see my finger. If you look at, hang on, it's hard to do. If you look at her, right, showing the legs and everything, right, and you look at this lady in the black there, I don't know where it is, but there's a lot of probably hundreds of places all over Bangkok and everywhere else like this. They're not hard to find. Right, somebody give me a nice super chat there. Brad from Oz. For the soda fund, oh yes, love your work, Peter. Shout you a few if when we both in Laos at the same time. Looking forward to you reading my second story. Yeah, Brad, I got a load of stories. They're in a queuing system, so I hope it comes up soon. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. You know where that's going, don't you? That's going. I don't give to charity. It's going to the Peter charity, the beer charity. Oh, blimey, I've had 3. Right, okay. It's good to have good sound, isn't it? Right. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just leave that up there for a second while I have number 4. Somebody wrote to me the other day. Well, it wasn't the other day. It was a few weeks ago. And they said, and he's a nice guy. He wasn't saying anything bad. He said, Peter, because I get doctors and all sorts write to me, right? This guy said to me, he said, I'm seriously worried about your health because I know you've been drinking for 30 odd years and you seem to drink so much. And I don't drink like this every night. I do actually, but not so much. But, you know, when you're doing a live stream and you're enjoying it, you're engaging with people, then I have a drink the same as you have a drink. But this guy wrote to me, said, I'm worried about your health. You should slow down. So I thanked him. And, you know, I actually don't drink. I'm drinking a lot now, but I don't normally drink that much. Okay. Matthew Cartwright, 4 hour stream. Hang on. 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm going to knock it on the head soon, Matthew. I'm only going a bit longer because we've got good sound now. I'll be honest with you guys. I was absolutely gutted at the beginning. You know, I set up all the competitions, got everything nice and working. Everything's laid out, ready to go. Let's have a good stream. And it all went wrong, didn't it? And it does it. It deflates you, you know. And then when it all comes back again, you just don't feel the same. Wine. Right, I hope I can get Ed Sweeney on here in a couple of weeks, right? If you watch Ed and he's doing a stream, nag him, tell him he's got to come on here, or I'll go on there. End of the month. Right, okay. Neil, Peter, do you know the visa process to stay in Thailand for around 12 months? Yeah, absolutely. Right, if you're over 50, retirement visa. I won't even go down work permit route. Right, if you're over 50, retirement visa. If you're under 50 and you want to stay a long time, education visa. Okay. Right, a nomad overseas. Thailand bound. I'm hoping you. Oh, we read that one. Yours travels again. Okay. So quick poll, guys. UK base hit 1, USA base 2, Thailand base 3, Yunnan base 4. Let's see where you're from. Okay. Well, the thing is, yours. It's because of the time, is it? When I go to Thailand, it's going to be a real hard one for me because I've got to. That came out wrong. It's going to be it's going to be a little bit difficult for me because I want to. I have a lot of guys in this stream, the same guys every week. We've got a good crowd in now, same guys. And I don't want to abandon everybody here. I want to kind of do a stream where it suits me, where I don't have to get up at 3 a.m, but I can still carry on doing this. And, I've got to have a think about it. Okay, check band again. Live, I've done that. I must be way behind in the comments. Let me go right down. Let's try and get somebody. Okay, right. Thank you. Always very spicy. You're far from a drunk streamer, Peter. The night is still young. But you're right, mate. Those drunk streams are woeful. Yeah, what it is, look, let's get serious for a minute. Always very spicy. Thank you for that. It's very encouraging. I enjoy a drink as well, but you got to know when enough is enough as far as I'm in a public forum now, right? And I enjoy talking to people, but I've watched, I think I'll name him. Why not? I used to watch this Irish guy. He had a lot of problems. He's back now with a new channel, but he used to get totally pissed, and I mean totally pissed, right? And it was to watch it. It was like car crash TV. It really was. And I don't want to be seen as one of those sort of guys. Two guys in Pattaya, and they didn't mean anything by it. They actually complimented me. Okay, one guy said I'm a good friend of his, and the other guy said he admired me. But they both said I like to drink whiskey on my stream. Okay, so I don't want to be known as one of these guys who gets pissed on stream. I like a drink, and I like doing the stream. But I don't want to end it where I can't get out of the chair. If that makes sense. Right. I hope it does. Right. Let me just say thanks, Yoss Travels. Thank you very much. Great stream tonight. Have a few on me. Sold the camper van yesterday, so probably get a few extra trips in the next 12 months. Oh, well done. That was I'm not just saying this. You did a really good job on that camper van. It almost looked like it was professionally coach built. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, thanks for the super chat, Yoss. And don't forget, we won't do this Sunday. We'll do one in the future when you got more time. Right. Let me go back and right. Jeff Fried Rice said YouTube made a good change on the thumbs down apologies check. Yeah, I think they did as well, Jeff. I'll tell you why, because it discourages the people. See, I get people who give me a thumbs down. I don't mind it, but I don't deserve it a lot of the time, because what it is, they've come on the stream, and these particular guys, for whatever reason, they don't like me. It's nothing to do with my videos. And I know where they're coming from, because there's certain YouTubers that I look at. Some of them are really big in Thailand, right? There's one guy, he's phenomenally big. But I look at him, I just can't stand him. I don't know what it is. He's a nothing to me. But I listen to him and I think, I just can't stand to watch you, right? But I wouldn't dream of giving him a thumbs down because he's done nothing wrong to me. I just don't like watching his channel, right? But there are guys who are a little bit different out there who they'll look at me and they'll think the same as I just described to you. But what they'll do, they'll give me a thumbs down. Not because I haven't made a good video or they didn't like the live stream. They'll do it because they don't like me. And the guy who came in earlier and said some stupid crap, he is a typical example of a guy who would leave a thumbs down. So it is good that they hid the what you said. YouTube made a good change on the thumbs down policy, because what it will do, they're not getting any gratification, are they? Because when you do a thumbs down, you get a gratification. You think, oh, I don't like that guy. I've done it, honestly. So I've seen a guy and I thought, I don't like that guy. I'm going to give his video a thumbs down before I have my channel. And I get an instant gratification because I think, I don't like you. I don't like your video and I want to show you I don't like you. Thumbs down. I see the thumbs down and I get gratification, okay? They don't do that anymore, which is a really good thing. Because I was out of order as well when I did it. I only did it because I didn't like the guy. Jackson, we are not worthy. We are not worthy. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Right. Dutch Frank, yes, Peter, you still sound sober. Are you sure about this? I'm going to replay this tonight. And if I'm going to replay it tomorrow. And if I sound a bit tipsy, I'm going to say, Dutch Frank, he's a liar. Crypto Rocketeer, nice to see you still in the stream. Have you been to the Philippines before, Peter? If so, what is the main difference in your opinion? I have been to the Philippines. Main differences, let's do it really quick in a nutshell. Good points for Philippines. Everybody speaks English. That's fantastic. You can get, if everybody speaks English, it's a lot easier to comment. I'm not going to say anything bad about either country. What I will say, for me, I personally prefer Thailand because the infrastructure is better than the Philippines. The food, the local food for me is better than the Philippines. The transportation, I think a lot of things are better, but it doesn't mean that the Philippines is bad. The good thing about the Philippines is everybody speaks English, but I only went to Manila, so people could kind of come back and bash me and say, well, you haven't been around, which fair point. I appreciate it. It isn't Thailand for me. Okay. I'm a Thailand guy. You know that, right? El Terrifico, better late than never. Peter, out on a ball cap and we call you on slow. Peter, out on a ball cap and we call you on slow. Oh, I've had too many drinks now. I don't understand what that means. Right. Prior 9 again. Anyone stayed at the Holiday Express in Pattaya? Any good? Prior 9, there's a lot of good hotels in Pattaya, not necessarily international hotels, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of good hotels. A top tip, go on to Agoda, stay in any of the stories between the Second Road and Beach Road, 7, 8, 9, all the way up to Walking Street. There's lots of good hotels. I put that up already. Not on this channel, Smarty Pants. Is there a Discord Telegram? There is on Trevor's channel. I haven't got that far yet. Chris V says, no, Peter, I'll tell you what the weather is like in Bangkok in about 9 hours. Oh, nasty man, rubbing salt into the wounds. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, it's pretty good here today. 30 degrees, just starting to cool down here in this oven. Gemini Star, background picture looks like it's taken in Tony Disco in Walking Street. Do you know what? He's done well for himself, Tony. I first met Tony in Khon Kaen in Isan. Tony's a guy, I'm taking a guess here because I didn't want to ask him. Tony's a guy, I think he's half Thai and half Western. I don't know if it's American or English, but he used to supply bands to us. When I worked in, it's a the Pullman Hotel in Khon Kaen. I was part of the opening team for that, but it was a Sofitel. It was a core property, and they had they call it the Underground. They had a nightclub and a karaoke. I'll get complaints how I say karaoke now, but that Tony used to come there and he supplied bands to us, and he's done really well for himself. He's got several nightclubs in Pattaya. You'll always see him. He's in a red shirt and his poster looks like this, you know. But he's done really well for himself. What was the question? The background picture looks like taken into more than likely. Boohoo again. If I logged in just now, I'd have no idea you were drinking. I think you guys are a bad influence on me. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put back that other picture because I really like that picture. See that one there? Right. Canary spreads his wing. Are there any drunk streamers? I'll leave it there for a second and say nothing. Have you seen the video he made about me? Oh my God. Dear, oh dear. Talk about getting your knickers in a twist. Right, Alexander D. Hi, Peter. I'm back home now after 3 weeks in Thailand, Bangkok, and Pattaya. Thanks for all your tips, which I followed and were so helpful. You do right. Wait till October. It's blooming hot out there. Yeah, I mean, I can handle it. I customize quite quickly to the weather, but it is very hot that time of year. Do you know what? This might sound pretty strange answer, but I don't know anybody you can't bar find in any nightclub or bar in Thailand. JB, I'm really careful of your comments now, so let's see. Peter, oh, that was yours. Yeah, I know what you mean. Always very spicy. There was a guy, I'm not going to name him because that wouldn't be fair. It's not for me to be judgmental, but just relating to your comment there was a guy, and I've mentioned this a couple of times. There was a guy who did quite a sensible vlog. Is that what you call it? On YouTube. And he actually got to the point he'd had enough. And he says, look, you know what? He said, I've had enough of this now. I'm going to sign off. But if you want to give me, if I get enough super chats, I'll carry on going. And I've said this before. I mean, if I was watching him as a kind of fan, or a light fan, that's the wrong word. I liked his channel. that was it. I would be totally turned off. Asking, I mean, if I liked him, I'd send him £5 to buy him a few beers because I like the guy, like what he does. But if he turned around to me and said, right, I'm going now, but if you send me a super chat, I'll stay. I'll be like, you know what? I'm not subscribed to you anymore. What's that now? Jim, I've had a bit of stick about my vest tonight, you know. It's not my fault, you know. It's so hot in here, and I normally wear a nice polo. And, you know, I wanted to get the I nearly didn't do the stream in the early part because it was so hot. And I put this on because it's doable. I don't know if you can hear the fan. It's right there. And I've had some comments that have been blocked, and they've all the comments said, get that wife beater shirt off, and, you know, you're talking like an idiot, and all the normal sort of crap you get. But if it's hot like this on Sunday, there will be another one. I've got 2 black ones. Right, yours, you're still here, mate. I cannot stand... right, okay. Well, I'll leave that there, but I won't say anything because I can't say anything. Oh. JB, sorry, Peter, I'll calm down the comments down in the VOD. No, you're all right. I'm only joking. If they were that bad, I wouldn't show them. You know, part of doing an entertaining stream is trying to engage with different people, and you got to try and read where they're coming from in the comments. And you're kind of borderline Paul Hoskins, you know what I mean? Paul's a good guy. No, he doesn't do any harm. But you're kind of borderline. You're getting there now. But if you ever said anything that was totally offensive, or YouTube couldn't, I couldn't put it up, then I just would not put it up. I wouldn't come in and say things. All right. So honestly, really, don't worry about it. Okay. Have another whiskey. Right. Jeff Fried Rice, nice to be getting a lot of your. Did I put that up? I think I put that up already. No, thank you for that. Right, get a portable aircon, Peter, from B&Q. I could get one from Argos. Now, let me give you a very sensible answer why I'm not going to get one. Okay, my wife and myself are splitting up. Okay, as if you didn't know. I'm selling this house and I'm moving to Thailand. Why would I want to spend £300 on a bloody air? That's what they cost, the good ones. I'm not talking about the crappy ones, right? People will just have to put up with the wife beating vest, okay, for now, because I'm going to Thailand. I'm not buying one. Right. Right. Who's that? Boulders Dan. Thank you, Boulders Dan. I haven't seen your name in the chat before, but no message. You can leave a message. I do appreciate it. That will get me a few beers for next week, and I'll be looking out for you. Not because you left me a super chat, but I haven't seen you before. New name. Thank you very much. Right, Matthew. Peter, you're coming across. So yeah. You should be a bloody Nigerian. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'll get stick now. You should be a scammer. Right, Peter, you're coming across sober. I think we need to aim for a record-breaking stream tonight. Well, this time is wrong because it went tits up to 9. Every time I say it's not going to be the late one tonight, guys. What's going to happen is it will hit me and I'll just say, that's it. I'm going. Thank you very much. Good night. Right, Jay East. I'm not drunk and all my stories are true. I've changed the names to protect the innocent. Okay. I don't know if that's a Mickey take or it's just a joke, because I do say that. Right. Stephen Bedford, sorry to hear you're splitting. No, Stephen, I don't want to go over old ground because a lot of people in this stream are the same people and I don't want to bore them to death. But I'll just say in a nutshell very quickly for you. There's no sorrow, actually. I met my wife in South Korea in I believe it was 1986 or 7. She worked in the same hotel as me behind reception. And, you know, we got together, we hooked up, my favorite saying, and we had 2 daughters. One's 21, one's 24. And all it is, the sparkle's gone out of the champagne glass, all right? I still love her. She still loves me. I still care about her. I'm going to make sure she's set up with a house for her and my daughter. I will come back for Christmas. She said to me, I can leave a suitcase there. It's going to be my address, but I'm not going to Thailand on vacation, holiday. I am actually moving out, but I don't hate her. She doesn't hate me. It's done in a very adult, sensible way, and we remain friends. And she said to me, she said, if you ever get seriously ill, like cancer or you have a stroke or something like that, she said, come back. You know, I'll look after you. She actually said that to me, right? And I said to her, if you ever want to come out to Thailand, come out to Thailand. You can come and live with me, but she won't because of our daughter. But you know, I appreciate your comment. Then I probably said too much, but there's no hard feeling. You know, we're all grown ups now, and the sparkle's gone basically. Jay East, so happy for you, Peter, to start live the dream in Thailand. So, Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks. Well, what else? I'm not going to stay in England and watch bloody daytime TV, am I? Yeah, Matthew says, I use portable air cons. They work, but they're very loud. I tell you what puts me off them, Matthew, is the fact you've got to put ice into them. Do you know, I'm almost at the point now that if I wasn't selling this house and I wasn't breaking up my wife, because I do these live streams every week, and I'm in a room in the bottom of my garden, but I'm almost tempted. I mean, I'm not almost tempted. If I wasn't going, I think I would invest and put an aircon in here because it would make the difference. Now it's becoming doable, but you know, when I was doing the stream at the beginning, it was so hot, the sound had gone shitty, and you know, I can't believe I didn't pick up that it wasn't that mic. I get angry just can you tell I get angry just thinking about it? Right, Pry9 again. I'd like to travel partner, drinking buddy for Thailand. All applicants welcome. Well, I'll tell you what, Pry9, you won't be disappointed from this. Something that is great about Thailand, some of the best people I've ever met have been in Thailand. And I'll tell you what it is. It's a bit like this live stream, okay? I don't know any of you. I don't know what you look like. But if any of you come up to me, if I was walking down Sukhumvit, I was in a bar in Soi Phoi, and you said, hey, I'm Pry9, I watch your stream. I'd be like, oh, let's have a beer, we'll have a drink, okay? And the good thing about Thailand is that is very much a mentality. So if I went to a pub in the UK and I sat down next to somebody and started talking to him, he wouldn't want to know me. I don't blame him because I wouldn't want to know somebody who sat next to me. But in Thailand, we've all got the same mentality. And one of my best friends, he's dead now. He died of cancer. I took his 2 daughters to his funeral. I met him in Lucky Luke's. I was there one afternoon. I've told this story before, so I won't go into it. But basically, I said hello. I asked him some question about a book he was carrying, and he became my best friend. And that's the great thing about Thailand. You know, you can go out there on your own. You can meet a lot of great people. Just be careful in Pattaya because there are some, let me be polite, XSAS, that sort of thing down there. You know, people who are millionaires, but they can't touch their money for 6 weeks. Could you buy them a drink? Those sort of people. You know, you've got to be careful of that. But there's some great people in Thailand, you know. And if you go out there on your own, you know, there's an old saying, you're only lonely in Thailand if you want to be lonely. And that is absolutely true. Okay. Dave Fletcher, what's the best place to get a cheap flights to Thailand in December, if anyone knows? I would say any of the online booking sites. Everybody's got their favorite. Some people will tell you net flights. Other people will tell you Agoda experiencing. They're all different. I mean, it gets a bit tedious when every time you go to a different site, it's like, what date are you leaving? What date do you want to come back? What time do you want to travel? Is it direct? 2 stops, 1 stop? It gets tedious, but any of the online booking sites, okay? Gemini Star again. I love these comments. I'm going to leave them up, but I can't say anything about them. You know why? Because it's going to start an internet war, isn't it? You know, Ed Sweeney called me up. You know the incident I'm talking about 2 Sundays ago, right? Now, I might have got my knickers in a twist. It might not have been him because Ed Sweeney called me up and said, look, it might not have been him. It might have been an imposter. And he made a video. Ed made a video called YouTube. There's a Thailandbound out there who tells Ed to get stuffed and all the rest of it, you know, but it isn't me. And Ed called me and said, look, you know, I know the guy. He's a bit like, how did he describe him? I can't remember how he described him. That's it. He said he's a bit like the Oliver Reed. You know, Oliver Reed was a bit of a character, wasn't it? And, you know, when this person came on and said it's him, and I'm not going to say his name, all right, so he can't accuse me. I took it as gospel that it was him. I retaliated because he offended me and I went off on one, right, which I shouldn't have done. I put my hand up, I shouldn't have done. He then got his knickers in a twist. He went off and made a video about me, which was it was kind of quite funny actually, but you know, I could have wrote to YouTube and said it's copyright because he in that video he puts me up, right, and he says, oh, this guy's a paranoid, I'm a paranoid YouTuber, right, and I could have gone to YouTube and done a copyright strike and said he's using my content. Why didn't I? The reason I didn't is because I kind of felt like, okay, maybe it wasn't him. Okay, Ed said it probably wasn't him. And I thought maybe it was him, maybe it wasn't him. But if it wasn't him, then he's got a right to make a video about me and make me look like an idiot. Okay, so hands up. What can I say? You know, I mean, you know, he got off on it. He enjoyed it. Let him have his fun. Right, Crypto Rocketeer again. I like Lucas on Ride for Kicks. I like Mr. Egg. I like Richie. I don't know Richie. I like and Maybell, and last but not least, Thailandbound. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. Right, Lucas Ride for Kicks. I enjoyed one of his very early videos when he first got to Thailand. He was humongous. He was huge, and he lost a lot of weight. And he tells you how he did it. There's no easy solution, but that was quite a good video. So yeah, Ride for Kicks. He's okay. I like Mr. Egg. That's La Pub. I've got nothing against the guy. I've watched one or two of his streams. He gave me a compliment the other day, so I'll give him a compliment back. I like Richie. I don't know him, and maybe I don't know him. Okay, right. Hey then, one after the other, Mike, or all at once. Okay. Hot tulip again. Right, Jamie. I had a powerful long aircon. You know you're getting near the end when people are talking about aircon units, right? And not pretty girls. Canary spreads his wings. Does that YouTuber who said I will stay if I get super chat still got a channel? I believe he has, because he's based himself in Thailand, and I believe, and I'm not saying this in a vindictive way, I believe it's a pretty crappy channel actually. Okay, Spider 0064. Peter, you are a lucky man. I understand. I don't understand. Why am I lucky? Okay, HW, is Sparkle gone because of that tank top? Yeah, absolutely. What it is, I've been with her for 30 years, and I suddenly came in and I wore this, and she said, that's it. Everything you've done for me, you bought me a Merc. We live in a 4-bedroom house. You give me 2 beautiful daughters, but because you're wearing this top, we're finished. You got it in one. Well done. Right. Mike Kelso. I'd have a bit, but not fuss. Okay. I know when overseas. Glad you're still here. Why not just use a fan with bowl of ice in front of it when ice? It's so complicated, isn't it? I mean, look, I wear this. I get a lot of shit for wearing it, right? But, you know, I got a fan there. It's doable. I wear this. I get a lot of shit. You guys know I don't normally dress like this. It's just like I'm giving petrol to the trolls to put on their fire to make themselves better. But I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. See, that's exactly what I said. Look, do you know what? I made a big mistake tonight. You know why? Because I should have got one that says Fly Emirates, right? Or Singer or Chang, something like that. I'll take it off in a minute. Right. Always very spicy. I had wondered, Peter, my situation is identical, amazing. And yeah, I still love my ex, but no spark. A lot of people don't understand that. I mean, I won't go too personal, but a lot of the people who separate, you meet them and it's like, oh, it was awful. I had to pay so much to the solicitor. She was a bitch, you know. That'll get picked up by YouTube on their algorithm now. I have to explain it. But, you know, some relationships, you do get to the point where you think, well, you know, we still love each other. We want to look after each other. We want to do the right thing, but there's just nothing there anymore. And it's like, there isn't. You know, she wants to, it's not about she wants to find a new man or I want to find a new woman. It's not about that. It's just kind of like, you know, I don't want to stay here anymore. I want to go to Thailand. I love to live in Thailand. You know, I love it. Right. She's got her priorities. My priorities and her priorities are not the same. Okay. So she has to do what she's got to do. I've got to do what I've got to do. And I'm looking at the clock now because how long have we gone? Oh, it's a 4-hour stream, isn't it? 3.5-hour stream. You got to blame Matthew Cartwright. Are you still out there, Matthew? Right, let's try and get some of these comments done and dusted. Right, the Wu-Tang Live. Peter, I have seen many tourists fighting drunk or jealous for different reasons. Has anything ever happened to you, or have you ever been in an encounter? I haven't personally, but I have seen many fights in Thailand, and it's normally over bar girls. And what happens is, I'm not blaming the guys. What happens, you'll get a guy goes out for the first time. He meets a girl in a bar. He likes her, takes her out for a few nights, and then he takes her out for a week, 2 weeks. And on night number 10, he's sitting with his arm locked in hers, looking at a band on stage, and some guy who lives there, who's been with her before, who knows she's a bar girl. The guy goes to the toilet, he starts chatting her up, and of course, Mr. 10 Days comes out and gets all stroppy about it, and it goes tits up. That's the only reason, really. Right, a no one overseas. Right, okay, that's for someone else. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't really want to talk about this because I don't want it to. Somebody said to me, "Don't mention it," and I haven't mentioned it. But I do know. I will say thank you, Kareem Frank from the Jungle. Your comment. I'm not going to repeat it, but you can read it on screen. I know I know, because what happened was after that incident, people left me comments saying, he's making a video about you. And I went on and I left a comment. But you know what's really funny about that video? You guys went in there, and yes, you're right. A lot of people did go in there and defend me, and thank you very much, sincerely, right? But you know what was really strange? He took the video down. It was gone for a few days, and it came back up. And guess what? The comments were blocked. There were no comments. Why? Because of your comment. Nobody went on there and said, yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm with you. They all said you're a twat. You know, you really are. And they stuck up for me. And that's why his comments had disappeared. Let's leave it at that, okay? I'm getting worked up now. Right, still nearly 300 in. 260. We'll keep going for a little while longer. Right, Nick T. We all go into fitness regime before travel, right? A stone or 2 stone comes off. I'm pretty disappointed in myself, you know, because in last summer, I was going to Thailand after 2 years and I lost 23 kilos and I made a video about it and I put it back on. But, you know, I'm going back in 3 months. So I'm going to have another go. Oh. Right. Oh, falling asleep in the chair here. Right. I must have had more comments about this. I'm going to sell this vest on eBay and say, this vest has been talked about by at least 20 people. Right. Mark Kelso. I used to like Rich. I don't know these channels. I used to like Richie and Maybell, but he seems to be getting a bit full of himself. Also, I'm sick of him name dropping his business every 2 seconds. I honestly don't know him. I don't know him. Bend over. The best part with Bangkok is the background ambience, cars, buses, bikes, BTS trucks. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna live in Bangkok because of my YouTube channel. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I was gonna live in Thailand. I'd live in Hua Hin. We won't go there. You know the reasons why. The only thing that I don't like about Thailand, and this might surprise you, when they say you don't have to wear any masks, I think I'm going to continue to wear a mask, and I'll tell you why. The only thing I don't like about well, no, there's 3 things. Number 1 hate of Bangkok: rats. Rats, oh, can't stand them. Cockroaches, rats and cockroaches, oh, vile. Right. Number 3 is pollution. It's a very polluted city. When I'm walking, I don't wear a mask. You know, I get a really gruff throat after sort of 2-3 days. I just made that word up. It's not real, but you know what I mean. I get a sore throat, and it's very polluted. And I think when I'm there, I'll probably wear a mask even if I don't have to. Right. Pride Night says it's his Chang vest. No, I can do one better than Chang. I can get Fly Emirates, right? Or Umbro. What's that, mate? Brad? Right. I don't get offended. You know, people come on here and they say things about my shirt, or because you know why I'm wearing it, right? But I don't. I keep mentioning it because it's kind of fun, but I don't really get kind of too offended. You know that, right? Peter, again, that tank top looks like it's a gold digger. Yeah. Yeah, Oliver Reed. Do you know what? He was a fantastic. Oliver Reed was one of the greats, a classic, good actor. You know, what can you say, Oliver Reed? But unfortunately, he did an interview. He went on as a guest. I think it was Michael Parkinson, something like that. If you're from the UK, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. It really was. And I remember watching that, not live. If you know what I'm talking about, you can relate to it. I won't go on about it too long in case you didn't watch it. But he went on as a guest, and he'd been in the green room sipping the vodka oranges or whatever his tipple was. He came on dancing, you know, trying to be funny. And it was like, you know, when you're totally sober and you're out with a drunk who thinks he's funny. It was that situation. It was horrible. Right. Only in Thailand. Always very spicy. Okay. I'm the same boat as you. Yeah, absolutely. I like spicy food. If that's what you meant. That's a good one. You're joking, but that's actually a really good idea. Not for the reason you're saying. You're saying, boo-hoo, throw your shirt in the freezer before the stream. And I understand what you're getting at, but that's a great idea. You know why? Because I could wear a polo, and me and my wife-beating vest could sit side by side, so I could freeze it, put another chair here, and I could almost put my arm around it, couldn't I? Right, Crypto Rock. Hang on, what's this one? Right, Mike Kelso. Peter, the 90s boy band phoned me saying they want their vest back. Oh, come on, that's enough now. Right, Crypto Rocketeer. What's wrong with wearing a tank top? Not my style, but it's not supposed to be a fashion. No, look, guys, let's bury this once and for all, right? I normally wear a polo. I go out of my way to have a shave, put a polo shirt on, and I try to look nice on the stream, decent. That's just old school, right? I don't come on unshaven and all the rest of it, right? Why have I got this on tonight? Because I am in Auschwitz. It's so hot in here tonight. It really is. Outside is cool, but this retains the heat. So it was either don't do the stream, wear a polo shirt and faint halfway through the stream, or wear this wife-beating shirt and put up with the comments, okay? That's it. Done and dusted. Berry, good night, Vienna. Let's move on. Right, okay. Jeff says, the shirt is fine. You just need a little tan. Yeah, I do, don't I? Well, I've got to Thailand. Right, okay, let's get away from the shirt. Yeah, it probably is. It probably is 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it probably is now, isn't it? Right, always very spicy. Nice to see you leaving lots of comments in tonight. Take your singlet off. It's too hot, Pete. Just sit there in your undies. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I'd go from like, you know, when the numbers go down at this time, people said to me, oh, you worry about the numbers too much. I don't worry about them. I like to see how many's in the stream. Because if you've got, say, for instance, I've had, like last week, I had 441 in. So if you hover around the 400 mark, you know people are entertained, they're enjoying the stream. If it suddenly goes like when I put the Ladyboy competition on from 400 to 350, you know you've done something wrong. But this time of night, I'm looking now at 262. What that means is, I know Damon, for instance, he's fast asleep. I know Franco, he's fast asleep. I know a lot of people that go to bed early. It's just us no-hopers that are up late, drinking and enjoying the stream. So it doesn't matter now that the numbers have gone down a little bit. Still there, Matthew. You are a corruptive, disruptive person. Pulley Buffalo 555. I'm wearing a wife beater tracksuit bottoms, classy 555. Your tracksuit bottom, has it got like two white stripes down the side and they're really shiny and the bottom's not elasticated? That'd go with his shirt. We'll have to meet up. You love it, don't you, Matthew? You love it. Right. Hard Tulip. Again, laugh out loud. He took the video down and put it up again. Yeah, but that, you know why he took it down? He took it down because all the comments were in support. I'm not being big-headed here, but he is a bit of an idiot, right? No, I didn't say that, right? The video was a bit of an idiot. The video was a bit silly. Let's put it that way, right? And you guys came in full support. Thank you very much. It was, honestly, I was so... Actually, I watched it and I was actually crapping myself. I thought, oh, all his fans are going to come in now and call me the biggest loser in the world. And he hasn't got any fans. And my guy, you guys went over there and supported me. So that was great. But what happened was, because of that, he took the video down and then he blocked all the comments because he put that video out on his channel. But he would have looked like an idiot because everybody on there said you're a twat, basically. Right. You're trying to draw me in, aren't you? Trying to draw me in. Right. Boohoo. And it might not have been him. Remember what Ed told me. Right, Boohoo. I convinced two exes to have a threesome who hated each other. I can't wait to retire in Thailand. Okay. Right. Somebody called Liar here. Treat bar girls like a mobile phone package. Always pay as you go. Never a contract. Let me tell you, there's a guy called Bob I've got quite friendly with. He lives in London. I'll tell you my explanation of it. I hope he doesn't watch this and get offended, right? He's probably gone to bed now. He's got a girlfriend in Thailand, and she, how can I say? I want to say it in a polite way in case he watches this tomorrow, right? Let's not talk about him. Let's talk about another guy, right? So I met this guy one time, and he met a guy. He might have met a guy. I met a guy. I know a guy who went to Thailand, met a bar girl, stayed with her a few times, and then come back with the attitude like she's not really like the others. And the scenario I gave, this is my personal way of trying to explain to somebody who has a bar girl as a girlfriend. Let me just reiterate that I'm not trying to offend anybody. You might have a genuine relationship with a bar girl. If you have, fair play. I'm not trying to put you down. But what I tried to explain to this guy, because he didn't get it, what I said to him was, look, think of it like this. Imagine you go to a country and you like a certain rental car and you like that rental car company, okay? So what you do is you go online and you say, is my BMW available from this state to this state? And they say, yes, it is. It's you, the one you always drive. So you get there and you pay the money, you take that car out. Now, when you're driving that car, it feels like your car. It's a great car. Everything's as you remember. You've had it a few times. All the buttons, you don't even need to think about it. Windows, radio, all works well, doesn't it? So that is your car. When you're in Thailand, you're driving that car. You know the car. You have it every time. That's your car. Right. When you finish your holiday, that car goes back to Avis or wherever the rental company is, right? That car will not sit in that car park until you come back. Because what's going to happen, you might not come back for a year. And during that year or 6 months or even 3 months, other people will come to Thailand and they want a car to rent. Oh, God. They want a car to rent, right? So what they'll do, they'll go to Avis and say, I like a BMW. This is one here, sir. Nobody driving that. Take that one. And they'll take that car and that will be their car. And for their 2-week holiday, they're driving that car, BMW, radio, windows. It feels like their car, right? They go back home and somebody else comes along and takes. So what I'm trying to say is 30 people will rent that car in a year. Every single one of those 30 people will feel like that car is their car. Every single one of those 30 people will pay the rental fee. They'll put the fuel in the tank and they'll get it washed before they take it back, right? I'm not going to explain any more than that. That's my way of trying to explain the bar girls in Pattaya, okay? If you like the car, that you're doing nothing wrong, rent the same car, drive it, enjoy it, but do not think that that same rental car will sit in that car park for 6 months until you come back and rent it again. It won't. Somebody else will drive it. All right? Right. Okay. Back on the comments. And I don't know a better way to describe it than that. Okay. Jeff Fried Rice again. Peter, frame the tank top sign. Do you know, I'm going to do something really radical next Friday. I'm going to get the worst. I'll save it. Right. Okay. Ivan, good to hear from you, mate. I haven't seen you in. I will be in Bangkok in 2 days from now. Or put me in the suitcase. I'm coming with you. Okay, Hard Tulip says, Peter, why don't they have heated outdoor pools in Pattaya? Are Pattaya hotels indoor pools heated? Do they have indoor pools in hotels in Pattaya? Mike Kelso says, Gemini, okay, you took someone else. I think just going back to your question, because I kind of skipped it real quick there. I don't think they need heating in the pools in Pattaya, do they? You think that water sits out in that sun every day? It's not exactly cold, is it? Black Bolt, you're still around. I thought you'd gone to bed, Black Bolt. I'll be going soon. No, I mean, I'm not being funny, but, you know, my kind of explanation about the rental car I just told you, you've got to try and figure out what I mentioned with relation to bar girls, right? Like the rental car's not going to sit in a concrete car park waiting for you to come back, is it? Right. Lee James, are you going to smash a few now you're single? I'm smiling. Do you need any more of that? Right, DW, it was Geordie Best on Wogan. It was Geordie Best on Wogan. Okay. Oh, yeah, George Best on Wogan. No, but the dance where he was really pissed, that was definitely Oliver Reed. It wasn't. Yeah, okay. I was just trying to analyze it there. Right, yeah, George Best did go on to Wogan, and he was a little bit, he was inebriated. Full respect for George Best, legend, but, you know, I won't say anything more than that. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, I did. I have seen that where he went on Wogan, he was drunk, and Wogan was interviewing him, and it was kind of car crash TV. But that's not what I'm talking about now. What I'm talking about now, or back then, was Oliver Reed. He got interviewed with somebody else. I'm almost sure it was Parkinson. He came out, he did this little dance. It was kind of embarrassing because it wasn't funny. And, you know. Yours Trolls, Peter, that was a great comparison, Comedy Gold. Are you talking about the cars? But I wasn't joking. That's the best way I have of kind of, I hope this is what you're talking about as I'm talking nonsense now. That's the best way I know how to describe it. When guys say to me about, you know, she's going to wait for me, if you want to use that, it's up to you, right? But when a guy says, you know, she's different and she's going to wait for me to come back, give that scenario with a car rental. It's not going to wait in the car park, and they can relate. People can, believe it or not, people can relate to that. Right. Karen Frank from the jungle. Peter is definitely going in for a soapy now he's single. But I'm 62. I mean, I might not be able to perform, right? No, I'll be able to perform. Don't worry about that. Right, Prior 9. My Thai girlfriend is different too. She works in a hotel and is waiting for me. All right, that's fine. I wouldn't be disrespectful to anybody on here who leaves a comment. If somebody left a comment and said my girlfriend is different or whatever, I'll just say, all right, you know, I mean, I don't want to upset anybody. It's not because I'm scared of upsetting anybody. I just want to be a bit respectful, you know. Yeah, Black Bolt, that's brutal, but no, but it is, and I know your backstory, Black Bolt, as well. We had a little conversation, which of course, oh, the old TV's getting, he wants to go off. Hang on, how dare you? We're still going. Yeah, Black Bolt, I know your backstory because we had a little conversation once, and don't panic, it's all, you know, private. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see you in the stream. It's good that you relate to these comments, and I won't say anything else. Right. Keenox says all rental cars in Pattaya are high mileage. Yeah, but there are garages that sell the where you can rent lower mileage, but they're a little bit more expensive. You know what I mean? Right, Paul. I'm loving the. That's a bit late for that word. Think I'd end up renting the old banger. Do you know what? I know guys, and this is really sad. No, it's not sad. Let me say that in a different way. Right, there are. I know guys who go to Pattaya and they make a beeline of going for the ugliest girl, the fattest girl. They'll go into a bar and they'll look at 10 beautiful girls and they'll see one ugly one. She's about 55. She's been working there for 40 years or something like that. And they'll go for them. And I'll say, what was it about her that kind of, you know, got you attracted to her? And they've got this theory, like if they're old and ugly, they won't go with any of the guys. And that's rubbish because there's so many guys go into that bar and say, she's 50, so they'll want the young girls. It doesn't work like that, you know? There is no kind of like foolproof plan for Patty. You go in, okay, you tie yourself to the end of the bedpost so you don't fall in, you go for it. That's it. Right, cashier. Stop riding my BMW. I'm fiddling with the knobbly bits. Absolutely. You like that? You're all showboaters, aren't you? You like that comparison. Right. Hard tulip. These comments are so strange. And again, I'm letting them roll. I'm not going to put it up. I'm not going to say it, but it's a weird comment. Are you still there, Sheila? Right. That's why it's better to own than rent fresh. Yeah, but do you ever really own them? Do you know what I mean? Right. The Wutong Life. Sorry, guys. You're not the only driver. Karam from the jungle. I'm just going to call you Karam now because that's a real long name. My Thai girlfriend is just a cashier. Okay, right. We've got about 15 minutes. I'm going to give you a challenge, right? I'm going to go. The daisies. It's hot today. The daisies got to be done, right? The challenge is now. I love this. What have you heard guys saying, Patty? You look at her. She's wearing like latex, tight, boob job, and it's like, no. My Thai girlfriend is just a cashier. She doesn't go with customers. Give me some more lines. Come on, you know what I'm talking about, right? And in the meantime, I've got to do this. Do you know, I only know it's hot in here because when I go out, it's very cool. Right, let's have a look what we got. Any takers? Yeah, it could have been Nick T. Michael Aspel with Oliver Reed. Yeah, you're probably right. It was an awful interview, wasn't it? Because he's a legend. Oliver Reed. He was a great actor. But you know, alcohol. Karen Frank says Jorge is a bit boring now. It's not back. Yeah, I was there in December and it wasn't boring, but maybe it's just me. Let me go down to some of the newer comments and Soda Pop Curtis. She works hair salon and only goes out with her friends, but does not go with guys. Yeah, Sick Buffalo send money. Sorry, I'm laughing at some of these comments. The best one I've heard is, you know, I talked to a guy and said, "Oh, you seem to be serious about this, guy," because I have to play innocent, right? You know, when I go to Thailand, because I'm sometimes I got a Pattaya, and don't forget I've been going there since like Pattaya. The first time I was there was 1992, right? And I'll meet guys who have never been there before, and they'll be all serious about this girl. And the old whiskey bottle's going down fast. I think it's going to be the last one, guys. And I bump into these guys. Oh, I don't want to be like an. Oh, that's it. Look at that. Look, that's Matthew Cartwright. Hide that. The wife will see that. You know, so I've been going there a long time, and I meet guys, and I'm friendly, you know, and I say, "Oh, you seem to you and the, you know, he's all lovey-dovey with the guy." And I'm like, "Oh, you seem to be, you know, you seem to have something going on there." And my favorite one is like yeah, you know, what it is. She's just come down today from Isan. She just arrived today. Well, last night. And she's come in the bar. She's really nervous. She's never worked before. She just got her brief from the Mama-san. And then I bought her a drink, and she was a bit kind of nervous. But, you know, I want to look after her. She's a nice girl and all that. And I don't take the piss. I just say, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." And then I look at her and I think, "Oh, weren't you with that rugby team from 3 nights ago or the golf?" Now I'm taking the piss. Right. Check back. My Thai girlfriend joined the local nunnery when I left Thailand. Yeah. Black Bolt, that's a good one. Soda Pop Curtis. I actually heard that. You will hear it. You'll hear it over and over. Mike says, my Thai girlfriend don't go out with anyone else. She's imaginary. Yeah, okay. Soda Pop Curtis. I just met her last week as she is the one. Yeah. Do you know what? Here's a true story. Let me just what you put up there. 1992. Jay Frost. 1992. Wow, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, I could do a whole video on it, really. Pattaya, 1992. What a place. What a place. What memories. But let's move on. We're not doing that now. And I forgot what I was going to tell you. Yeah, I mean, that's quite a common one as well. She's only been in Pattaya one week, still hasn't been. I remember what I was going to tell you now. Right, you know when I went in December and I got COVID and all that, that's all swept under the carpet. You know that story. Right, I was coming back to the UK, wonderful place. And I was in the airport and luckily I found this place that sells a few beers because everything was closed and they had a massive queue. So when I went up there, I said, "Can I have 2 Heineken?" Looked in the fridge, the old Heineken, "Give me 2 Heineken." And they gave me 2 glasses. And I was like, "What are they for?" And they said, "Well, 2 Heineken." I said, No, it's only me. I don't need 1 glass. So I stood at this little sort of counter. I was talking to this guy and he said, "Yeah, we got in a friendly conversation. He's just coming back from Pattaya." He says, "I'm 70. And I'm like, "Are you?" And I looked up, I thought, "Fair play, mate. Fair play. You look good for your age." And he said, "Yeah, I've got a little girl in Pattaya. I come over and see her every now and again." And I was like, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." He said, "Would you like to see a photo?" I said, "I'd love to see a photograph." Pulled out his wallet and he pulled out a few photographs. And honest to God, right, she was wearing, is it spandex? You know, the really stuff that clings to you. So she was wearing a skin-tight spandex pair of trousers. Her ass, I mean, it looked like somebody had sprayed paint. She wasn't wearing anything, right? She had the old coconuts done. The hair was all like westernized, thick ruby red lipstick. It was almost like, you know, pay as you enter down there. And I looked at her and you know, you don't want to offend people. I said, "Yeah, she looks like a nice girl." I said, "But you never know, do you?" And he said, "Oh, no, I know." He said, "She works in a hair salon. She's a good girl." And I looked at the picture and I thought, okay. But, you know, I didn't want to offend the guy. What can you say? Prior 9 again. Right, problem with me is I fall in love too easily. I literally only got to get on the flight and there's someone I love on the plane. Do you know what? That's, you know, you're not the only one, honestly. You are not the only one, believe me. I could tell you stories that'll make the hairs in your ears come out to there. Right, Ivan. I wish I meet a bar girl on her first day at work. Yeah, but what had happened there is you'd probably pay 30,000 baht. I'll leave it at that. MetTech. Well, if she's the one for you, you had to meet her at some point, whether it's be a day, a week, or a month. Okay. Kasia says, I want to hear more about 1992 Pattaya, maybe next stream. Well, you know, I mean, I don't mind telling the stories about Pattaya in 1992, but I think people get fed up of hearing it because regulars to this stream, I've talked about it a lot of times. What I'll say, just to satisfy your appetite quickly, I might do something in the future. I might make a video, right? But just to satisfy what you're talking about now, the biggest difference for me, and you didn't ask that question, but I will tell you, other than they didn't have boob jobs, you know, it was a much more quaint place. You'd go into a bar and they didn't have tattoos, they didn't have cigarettes, they didn't have phones, they weren't screaming, they didn't call you mister, they didn't pull your sleeve. What would happen is they'd be very coy, they'd be there, they might give you a little smile, a shy little smile, right? You'd walk into the bar and it would be all, if you bought them a drink, it was a champagne glass with Coca-Cola in it that would last them half an hour. Can you imagine half an hour, right? It was just totally different. When you came in, you got a Y. When you went out, you got a Y. And they were happy to see you. You know, they appreciated your business. Nowadays, it's just like, can you leave your wallet at the front door? Come back in about 20 minutes when we've emptied it. You know, I mean, it was different. It was totally different. But I'm not going to say anything more than that at the moment. Right. Always very spicy. This modest Thai farm girl sent a polite photo. Gorgeous. Problem, the background, obviously a 5-star hotel room on her income. Really. Yeah, you know, the thing is when they send those photographs, some of them, you just look at the photograph and it's so obvious, you know. Yeah, MetTech says, I'm guilty of that too. I'm thinking you're falling in love easily. Hard Chulu Spandex, a US heavy metal band, wore in the 1980s. Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, Van Halen. Yeah. Well, 1980s, it was in, wasn't it? Not now. Sheila, what you say? Right, yeah, even the young girls, good ones, dress more conservatively until there is a different province. They dress more sexually as they don't know anyone. They feel more comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Sheila, absolutely. Okay. Key knock. You know what that means, don't you? If you don't know Thai, key knock is kind of like he's calling himself. Well, no, all right, I won't go into it. Right, Skillet Limited. What if you realise your girlfriend used to be a boyfriend? What if you realise girlfriend used to be a boyfriend? What if you realise a lady boy? It's got to be this time of night. It's got to be a little bit more simpler. Right. Yeah. Okay. I read that one out. Good, you're still here, Sheila. What are you doing at 1 o'clock in the morning? I know you're not sitting here like glued to this watching it. You're obviously doing something in your flat and you've got this on in the background and with the occasional comment. What are you actually doing? Let me know what you're doing. You're watching, are you doing some ironing? You know, some studying maybe? I know what I'm doing. I'm studying some of this. I've got to knock it on the head soon, guys. I think I'm slurring now. Right, Rumble. I don't fall for them. I can be taking a girl back to my room, and on the way, I'm looking for the next night's girl. I hear you. Right, only in Thailand again. Kareem the Frang from the jungle. Fall in love with the Eva flight crew every time. I hope to do the same soon if they don't reduce the flight prices from Manchester. You know, a married man, I can still give an opinion, right? I don't find the Eva girls particularly attractive. The Thai girls do it for me. You know, I'm flying Thai Airways. I could have flown Eva Air for about £80 less, but they just, I don't know what it is. They're Chinese, aren't they? They come from Taiwan, Eva Air, Taiwan, but they're basically Chinese race. Nothing derogatory, but I just find the Thais are more. When I get onto a Thai Airways flight and they close the door and I hear that Thai and you know, I see them in the sarongs and that, it's just, you know, it's personal choice, I suppose. Okay, right. Chet Ban, all those girls from 1992 are now in their 50s, yeah. And I wonder how many have got like half Farang children. Right, I'm reading. Right, okay. Sheila again. I finished watching a movie and emailing the Thai embassy. Had a visa question. I have some virtual boom boom with the girlfriend now, passing time before I nod off the struggle as well. Right, guys, just in case you don't know Sheila, but I know Sheila. Right, Sheila the semi-Farang just got the comment on there now. Let me be careful how I say this because I don't want to give anything away. Sheila lives in the UK. She's into Thai girls. She has a Thai girlfriend, which I think you love her, don't you, Sheila? But you go there to visit her very often. So obviously you're doing your bits that you've said on here, and we do get women into the stream occasionally. And I've spoken to Sheila several times. She's got a girlfriend in Thailand, so fair play. Right. Gemini Star says, Eva Airline, my favorite cabin crew beauties. Yeah. Black Bowl. I can't blame them. I did the same once. Yeah, okay. Prime. I'm going to put my hands up here, right? The question on the screen, I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. I'll try and find out for you. Okay, so Hard Tulip, I'll put that comment up because that is a fair play comment. Right, Hard Tulip says, Peter, nowhere Wi-Fi on Thai Airways, so I prefer other airlines. That's a fair point, and that could be a selling point. For me personally, that wouldn't affect me because even though I've got a YouTube channel, when I get onto a flight, I like to enjoy the flight. So I'll have a meal, I have lots of drinks, and I have a good sleep. I'll get there a little bit. I need a little bit more sleep earlier, but you know the Wi-Fi on an aircraft is not important to me, but it might be to you, and that's a good point. Okay, Mike, Virgin Atlantic girls do it for me. Yeah, I was just I was kind of looking at these comments, and I had a thought. I was thinking, which are the prettiest girls on which airlines? And I used to work in a hotel in Dubai years ago. I'm talking like 89, and the crews didn't go. They used to go now they go direct from the Far East, Southeast Asia to London, Heathrow. But in those days, they had a kind of relay system. So the hotel I was working in, you get one crew for example, would come from Singapore. They'd land in Dubai, and that crew would stay 3 nights or 2 nights in Dubai. And the crew that was already in the hotel would go on to London, and they'd swap with a crew that would come back to Dubai, and they'd swap with that crew it was kind of a relay thing. And I met a lot of airline personnel, and I was just trying to think which airline has got the most beautiful girls who work there. And I think it's got to be, for me personally, I think the Singapore Airlines are hard to beat. The Thai Airlines are not bad, but the Thai Airlines girls tend to be a little bit older, don't they? Because obviously, I don't know how it works in Thailand, but they look a bit older, but very attractive. The Singapore Airlines girls are very nice. I'm just trying to think who else in Southeast Asia. Korean Air, they're very good looking. I'm not just saying that because I've got a Korean wife. They are. And there's another airline from Korea. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, enough of this gay banter. Always very spicy again. We had the car, and I'm just waiting for the lollipop. I haven't mixed back. All right, okay, right. Well, that's what I've done, Karim. Is it Karim? It's Karim. I presume it's Karim, right? If you want a cheaper flight, wait until school holidays are over, then look to book. So outbound and inbound flights. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go in August and September, but realistically, that is the school holidays, isn't it? So I'm now going in October, and I got a cheaper flight. Okay. Somebody new to the stream here. Scott, how you doing? When you live in Thailand, you won't be Thailand bound. You will be Thailand based. Name change in the future. It's quite difficult, Scott, to change your name of a YouTube channel. The reason being is because a lot of the stuff you've put out over the years relates to your name. So in other words, if Google pick up your video, so say somebody types in, let's give you a good example. Say somebody types in, I can't think of an example. Somebody types in 10 lies that Thai bar girls tell you, right? That will link back to a video that I've got that says 20 lies that bar girls tell you, which is Thailand bound. But if I change the channel name to Thailand based, it might not pick it up. So I get where you're coming from. Great idea, but I'm not going to do it just for that reason. Okay. Good to see you in the stream. So kind of 4 hours in, we're going to call it a night guys. Cashier, Singapore Airlines are best. Japan, I haven't flown any Japanese airlines. Okay. Crypto Rocketeer says 4 hours completed. What are you trying to say? You're booting me out? I think I have got to do it now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Is it? Let's have one more beer. There'll be people getting up in Thailand now. So this guy's wearing the old vest and they'll have a go at me, but we've had a good night, haven't we? So I'll have my last beer. I'm just wondering when I'm pouring this beer, is there anybody actually leaving comments here who's had too much to drink? I always get paranoid that I'm sort of slurring, you know, because I'm in a... I'll have to leave that for a bit. Right, okay, let's do a few more comments before I go. Okay, Soda Pop Curtis says, ANA is also good, flew with them as well. I don't think I've flown with them. Naughty boy. Crack on, Peter. Erewhon waterfall there in the background, very nice. Mike, why is that not coming up? Mike Kelso, laugh out loud. I'm in work tomorrow. Will today, but love the videos. Okay. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow morning got 5 stories lined up for you. The second one is about a ladyboy. It's a brilliant story. Really good. Really good. Matthew, you love it, don't you? You love it. I'm not doing 5 hours, Matthew. I'll be totally pissed. I can't understand why so many people are still here. It must be the vest, right? Okay. You're not a lawyer, are you, Matthew? You must be a lawyer. Right, right. Jeff Fried Rice again. Nah, Peter, you're not slurring. We are having a blast. Yeah, no, but 4 hours. Christ almighty. I'll finish this beer, right? No more daisy breaks. I've got a little bit of whiskey here. Let me just top that up. I'll tell you the reason why I've done 4 hours tonight. I wasn't planning it, but the reason I've gone in is because my youngest daughter, who I take to work on a Saturday morning, she's, oh Christ, I've got a viewing tomorrow. I've got to clean the house tomorrow because she's not here, my youngest daughter, but my wife's working tomorrow. I've got a viewing, so I've got to clean the house tomorrow. Oh well, that's it. In the crap now. Right. Really? You've been in for a long time. What, you on the hot chocolate? That's all right. Fair play, fair play. Bam. No beers for me tonight. Back trying to lose 3 to 4 kilos. So, yeah, good on you. Good on you. It must be terrible for you, though, because I'm having a drink, and I'm presuming that other people on the stream are having a good drink. And I'm feeling now, I've been going for 4 hours, and I'm feeling now I must be starting to slightly slur, or the eyes are slightly looking, you know, the old glasses are kind of like that, you know. And I'm looking at you saying you're not drinking, and how are you looking at me? Am I coming across as a little bit, you know, but fair play to you. Right, okay. I'm just going to call you Karen. You can get a taxi for 1,000. Or are you talking to someone else? Let me see if I've got any videos left. I need like a 10-second break, get my breath back. Let me just do this, just because I want to take a breather. Just 10 seconds, okay?
Yes, to your
Oh, hang on. I've got to take this comment off first. Right. Just a breather, guys. Just a breather.
yes to your lovely eyes. Yes to your lovely eyes. Yes to your lovely eyes. Yes. Are you serious about anyone? Are you serious about anyone? Do you have plans for tomorrow? Do you have plans for tomorrow?
Right, that's it. I'm all breathed out. I'm okay now. Right. Hope you wear the manga vest for the house viewing tomorrow. I doubt it. I want to get one like Fly Emirates or Chang, something like that. You know, I wanted to come on the stream tonight because it was so hot. My wife's got you know, those like straw hats. You know, you put on like that. It's like a kind of cowboy hat, but it's not a cowboy hat. It's a kind of tourist hat, and it says on the front, it's got a band. It says "I love Thailand." I wanted to put that on, sunglasses, and have this. Start the stream and just sit there like this, looking at the camera for 5 seconds. But she's bloody packed it. She's left me already. Right. She hasn't left me already, but you know what I mean. Right, Mike, I'm flying with Ethan, so I'm going to try and bag a free upgrade. I've asked the crew best way to get an upgrade, and they said get them some chocolates. I may not get you an upgrade. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've not tried that. Lot of second-hand car salesmen in tonight. You know what? I know what it means, but I don't want to say because I might give the wrong impression. Because there's guys now who are watching this in Thailand who are married to Thai women for like 15 years, and if I say it's slightly wrong, they're going to jump on me and complain about my vest as well. Right, Sheila. Yes, I agree with you. Okay, you're talking to someone else. Chetban, in truth, Peter, even on your 4-hour plus stream with Ed Sweeney, I never noticed you even getting tipsy. I suppose I'm just being paranoid because I'm looking at the bar. It was fully stocked when I came in, and it's kind of been drained dry. And if I watch somebody walk into an open bar and empty it, I'd look at him and think that guy is going to sway 100%. So maybe I've got a high tolerance. I don't know, but I'm paranoid about it. I'm sure there's a little bit there. Oh. Okay, somebody's explained it here. Someone says key knock means bird droppings. Well, okay, what I'll say about this is I don't know about the droppings bit because my Thai is just kind of semi, right? Knock is a bird, okay? So if you see a girl, her name's Knock, it means bird. That I'm 100% of, okay? It doesn't actually. I'm going to disagree with you, Gemini Star, because what the bar girls in Pattaya, when they say key knock, the direct translation, what they want to say to you is actually bird shit, right? If they say to you key knock, it's like you key knock. It means you bird shit, right? You said it in a polite way. I'm not going to get into an argument with everybody on the stream, but I know from experience in Pattaya when the girls have said it to a guy, key knock, you key knock, it means you shit, bird shit, right? That's what they mean, okay? Right, I said I wouldn't translate it. Now everybody have a go at me. Right, Mr. L, I'm enjoying the long stream tonight, Peter. What are you drinking? What aren't I drinking? Everything. It's all here. I'm drinking the old beer. I'm nearly emptying the whiskey bottle. I hate myself for this. Right. Professionals. I wish. Tell Ed that. You want to see him when he's had a few. Right. Mazza, where you been? Right. Looks like you're still going strong, Peter. I'm still 1.5 hours behind. Looking forward to Sunday's stream. Yeah, Sunday I'll be on at 7. It won't be longer than about half an hour. Right. Always very spicy again. All right. You're talking to someone else. Right. MetTech says, I wonder whether bird is the derivation of Knock Airlines. No, I mean, basically, Knock Airlines came along a lot later than the word knock. So what they're basically called, it's like if I made just say I was a multi-billionaire, and tomorrow I went out and I bought an airline, I needed a name for it, and I called it Peter Airlines. Why have I called it Peter Airlines? Because I'm Peter, right? So they've called it Knock Airlines because they like the sound of the bird. So in Thai, it's Bird Airlines. Right. Does that make sense? Right. Soda Pop again. So when I meet a girl named Knock, I can literally say, come on, let's go, bird. It is the direct. What you'll find, unlike the West, a lot of the, well, I said a lot, all of the, and did I say all? All the girls in Thailand, their names, the nicknames like Knock, they all have a meaning. You know, they'll either mean something like rose or pretty or fun. You know, they have a meaning. Go on to Google when you have time and just put the meaning of Thai not bar girls. It doesn't say that. The meaning of Thai girls' nicknames. You must say nicknames and you'll get a whole list. I'll lose everybody now. I've told them that. Right. D and Isan, nice to see you in D. Oh, you've changed your photograph. Hi, Peter. Just arrived at the end of your stream. That's fine. Who said it was the end? Who said it was it? D, you've changed your picture. Right. Boohoo said, Paranoid was a word the Belgian, yeah, he said it, I'm a paranoid YouTuber. You know, I'm laughing because I remember this stream. I can't control my laughter when I think about it. Right, Matthew. It's great. We don't have to wait another week for another stream, and we can have a few cold beers. You know, in your photograph, Matthew, you look very sensible. The stuff you come out with, you're like an alcoholic monger who can't control himself. He just cannot stop. But you look like a kind of IT guy in that. If I looked at you in that photograph, I'd say, this guy, I want to hire this guy. He's an IT consultant. He looks so sensible, and you're doing 5-hour streams. Right, and that was kind of a compliment. Right, a lot of comments from Jeff Fried Ricer. Peter, are there gyms in Pattaya I can visit as a guest one? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's about money all over Thailand, not only Pattaya. So let's get sensible, right? That's what I'm going to do, right? Because I walk an hour a day, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the night, the evening, not the night. And when I go out to Thailand, I want to continue. So you can go to most gyms. And you can say, I'm on holiday for a week. I want to come in every day, but I don't want to be a member because I'm only here for a week, right? And they'll say, that's fine, sir. That will cost you, I'm guessing, 300 baht a day. What's that? £7.50. It might be less, 200 baht a day, right? And you can go there, work out. And at the end of it, you pay you 200 baht or whatever it is, and you get the daily rate. They're not going to say, like, no, you have to be, like in the UK, they say you have to be a member or you can't come here, you know, thick. Right, but they won't do that in Thailand. They're a bit more clever at making money over there than we are here. Okay, Pro9, yeah, I struggle to grasp the Thai girl's nickname. I heard a girl once who said her name was A, laugh out loud, literally just A. There is a lot of Thai girls who are called A because it's easier for us to say. Soda Pop. What's the nicknames of big bosom ladies? Just so I can call her by nickname. Nom Yai. Nom is, if you say to, I mean, it's not polite to say to a tiger, but if you want to have a laugh and she's had the boob job, you can point to say, oh, Nom Yai, Nom Yai. It means like Nom is, you know, these ones, and Yai is big. But Nom actually translated is something like milk. So you're actually saying to a milk big. But it's like you're actually saying big tits, right? I'm going to get all these guys come in and give me Thai lessons now. Bend over. I always go for the lady boys as they have lower mileage and comes with a strict. No, they don't. They don't have lower mileage. Where do you get that from? Look, I know you're going to unsubscribe now and you're going to like give me some shit, but I always go for the lady. The lower mileage and comes with a stiff. Yeah, the last bit I agree with, but why do they have lower mileage? They don't. They don't. You know, people, look, sorry, you're right. I'm going to tell you the truth, right? There's a lot of guys around the world who are into ladyboys, right? Have you ever seen a ladyboy from California or London or Edinburgh or, you know, they don't look. Hang on, I'm going to have to prove my point here. Bear with me. They don't look like this. I should have took the comment off, right? But you know what I mean, right? So those sort of guys who are into that, they come to, I said here like I'm in Thailand, those sort of guys who are into that, they come to Thailand because they want to experience that. You know what that means, right? So when you say, and I'm not knocking you for it, but when you say, I always go for ladyboys as they have lower mileage, they don't, because a lot of guys from around the world come to Thailand because they want to experience something better than they have in their own countries, right? So it might appear that way, but honestly, guy, you know, sorry, bend over, then it's not like that at all. Right. Only in Thailand. Knock Airlines, I will say to my Thai girlfriend, all right. What's that? I'd say to knock off. All right. Cool, you got a lot of comments here. Ladyboys might be freaking scaring you. We got a guy here. I live in a typical market town, and we got two here actually. We got. I'm not taking the piss. I'm just telling you about them, right? When we look at those pictures of Thai ladyboys, right, and then I'm telling you about what's here. We got two, right? Let me describe the first one. The first one looks like a truck driver, right? He does. I'm not taking the piss. He does. He wears a leather cap like he's going to join the village people tomorrow. He wears a black leather jacket that was kind of hip in the 80s. It's short, and he wears fishnet tights and Dr. Martin boots. Fair play, nothing against him, but that is our first ladyboy, right? The second one, he doesn't shave for like 3 or 4 days. He's got like stubble, you know. He's got grey hair. He walks through the high street. I think he maybe buys his shoes in a charity shop because the way he walks is kind of uncomfortable. So it's like clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, if that makes sense. So I think he buys his shoes in a charity shop, and he carries a handbag, and it's like it just doesn't look like it's like really shiny painted leather, something like that. And he wears a kind of scarf, and he just looks like. Is he a lady boy? I don't think he's a man who dresses as a woman. I'm just trying to make the point, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Matthew. Yeah, one of my favorites. Boohoo said, Little Britain, the only gay in the village. If you're not from the UK, you won't understand that. But fantastic. I think they blocked that now. They did they brought it back now for 2022, and some of the sketches they blocked because they said it was politically incorrect. And I think the only gay in the village was one of them. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Put that up there. Yeah, I don't think we have lady boys here. I think they're more like kind of like I I was going to say, so I'm not going to say it because you know what happens? People watch this stream tomorrow and then they'll be like, how dare you? Right, check down. Also, 40% of Bangkok's lady boys have a big A, the worst virus to get. Okay, yeah. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from. 40%. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, somebody else put that. Look, Jeff just said, check bound, big A. Okay. Right, guys, I think that's it. It's been a short one tonight, 4 hours and 15 minutes. I've enjoyed it. I'm sorry about all the technical problems at the beginning, and I'm really pissed off. I found out this wasn't working. It was the echoey one. But I'll be back on Sunday. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? Everybody who's in here now is kind of like hardcore. Yeah, I think that's it. So, guys, without sounding corny, thank you so much. I'll see you on Sunday, 7 p.m. Have a great weekend. And yeah, that's it. See you later.
Dạy tắt từng baวันคิดค่าว่าตายมาได้ก็ลำร้องน้ำตา